Alrighty.
How's the alignment on the cameras?
I squared it up. It's good.
Cool. I've a fine felt cow and a strong
I'm opening up the other chat too as well, so I'll have both of them.
Coolio, I'll
Alrighty.
check to make sure we're running.
That way you can also double check the camera. So it looks okay from here, but it would always be better if somebody's looking
Yep,
at it. from the
we're
side.
live.
We are live. This is Jonathan Albin, the Game Maker Guru. This is Nikos D&D, the Fellstone Chronicles. Right now we are rather thin on the cast, so we will vamp for a little bit here. But I did want to take a few minutes to kind of fill everyone in on what the theory behind the Fellstone Chronicles is, because we've been a bit adrift for the last few weeks, and I want to try to help everyone that is watching or will watch to have an idea of where we're actually headed. The Fellstone Chronicles are based on an object that was found in the mountains after a Candlefall and after the reign of men. There were objects that were found, specifically a egg-like object made of a really mattered gray material that they recovered, that this party in particular recovered from the heights after a rather daring adventure up into snow-covered lands, and shall I say the gold-covered lands, because they crossed through a field of golden ore chunks as big as your head. And
Nice.
as they made their trek back downward, they brought this Fellstone with them, and after several adventures and misadventures, they found themselves at an ancient ruin known as Cathedral, and were directed by a prophecy of some sort to bury the Fellstone in the remains of Cathedral.
Where did they get the prophecy?
It was provided for the first time in more than 125 years. A written document appeared in a local library. It ended up being something that was actually duplicated in libraries around the world that have been known as the Initiatus, or the first. I have a pop-up. Yes, it says pick up another copy of the charm. That would be later. Yeah. So
a random book appeared in the library?
random, actually just a random page. It was roughly 72 lines of text.
Right.
And in that document it said if you found the Fellstone, that it hoped that the persons who found the Fellstone were to take it to Cathedral.
Why did they bury it in Cathedral?
They were further directed by a group of individuals that they discovered there, known as the Jubilethans, who explained to them that they predate and existed before even before the
AN?
yeah.
The new never time?
But no, prior to even the iterations, they claimed to be that ancient.
So, wonderfully trustworthy folk told them to bury an extremely rare, valuable, powerful object
In a desolate ruins.
where they were, and then sent us away.
No, you didn't were sent away. You determined that there were further Fellstones to be discovered and went looking for those.
Okay. I would not have left it there.
You indeed did not want to, as I recall, and there was
But at that time, I did not know what they were,
true.
or what they are theorized to be.
Right. So in the meantime, I'm catching you on it before we do character introductions and everything. A bit of a recap of what the Fellstones are, or what they have been.
The recap
described as
episode
being.
of the Fellstone Chronicles.
Yeah, of this entire campaign, basically, to kind of give an idea.
Yeah, a lot of shows have a once a season, here's what's happened thus far, and it's a nice little recap episode.
Yep.
Yep. So this adventuring group went and discovered a second Fellstone in an area pretty much overpopulated with Secgen, if I remember correctly, is where you found the second one.
That's when I wasn't there.
And so currently your party's almost would-be leader, a character who claims to be in contact with a spirit that predates the Never. Cody. Actually,
Wraith.
The character Wraith is currently safeguarding the second of the Fellstones. And he was the one who carried the first one, so...
When we get a chance, we need to have a party talk.
I'm thinking that might actually be an opportune thing to do tonight when everyone gets
Because
here.
I've only slightly found out from spying that he has the Fellstone.
Well, remember last week we had to make one.
Right.
But
But that's
only,
because me and him knew what it was and what they might be looking for and how to...
Yeah.
well, and it was particular that Primus had suggested that you already had one.
Right. They knew. Other than that, we would have hid it and not let anybody know.
Right.
But yeah, I think it would be really good for us to have a talk so that we can have a direction.
I think that will definitely be helpful. So, with we're waiting for the players. Let's go ahead and have the two of you introduce yourselves for the sake of the stream, and even if we drop back out of character to have a bit of a conversation while we're waiting, at least the audience will know who you guys are. So to my left, character name, class, race-ish, and what you particularly find fascinating about the stories of Nikos. And this is for you as the player, not you as the character.
Oh, okay.
Because you have a unique position on that, and you could actually tell them a bit about that as well. if you dare.
Well, I'm Matt Unger. I'm playing Glim, the...
Scoot in.
Scoot in a bit. Alright, my bad. I am playing Glim, him, the once gnome illusionist wizard. My greatest illusion is how nobody seems to really take too much of a mind as to now I am the Glimberbread Man. I am quite intrigued with Nikos as a whole. I've found it very enticing and intriguing at times. The long stories that lead from something ever so insignificant. I think one of my two favorite stories, I don't think happened in Nikos, one of them did, but the one that I really like is the magical never-ending toothpick box you told me about. I love that story.
That is actually true. The Temple of Smallwood is available. Was that a knock on the door?
Come in.
I think it was just the front door or something, or someone moving a bin.
Sounded like someone tapping on the door.
Just check.
I don't
So,
like walking.
if I
I know you
may,
don't.
if I may recant from what I remember of that story,
Okay. Sure.
you can correct me if I am wrong on this. You had a player, who.
Trevor.
Well, I'm not going to name names.
No. I can. It was when I was 15 years old, so it was a while ago.
He went with a bit of a street tough vibe, from what I understood. The whole, a little on the stereotypical Grease mentality. He had the toothpick to look tough, and he had a little matchbox that would magically produce a toothpick once a day for him to chew on and keep the tough going.
So to split the lines, he always carried a matchbox and he rolled it into his sleeve, so it was the greaser thing. He always had that on himself. When he built his character, he wanted his character to have the same affectation, and his wizard in character made for him the toothpick box.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't remember how.
Well, eventually he retired.
Well, yes, he retired, but
And
I don't remember if you told me how the character lost the item. But at one
I don't
point,
know. He was buried with it.
okay, he was buried with it. Well, at some point, it was exhumed, and a group of people.
The next iteration, somebody went and dug up Trevor's grave and found his. Well, when they opened the box, it was full of toothpicks. But I didn't call them toothpicks. I said they were symmetrical wooden slivers. And so therefore, the person thought, oh, what in the world is making these wooden slivers? And they found this magical box that creates the wooden slivers one at a time, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not realizing what they were, they continued to collect them for their entire career. So by the time those characters were ready to retire, they had enough to build a small building out of them.
and so it became a church.
They later on the third iteration later, so in fourth iteration, when they dug up the bodies of the people that had raided Trevor's tomb, they took the rest of them and built a temple known as the Temple to Smallwood. And so to this day, Smallwood Temple exists in Nikos, a place that dispenses magical slivers morning, noon, and night. And because they have so many of them, they're sick of them. So every day they ritually destroy them, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, one at a time. As God gives it to them, so they pass it on to the next realm.
Great.
And I just love the story of that because the way that John's mind works, you would not think something like that, something that a player would think would be so small and insignificant, could just grow to be a whole church of eventually burning, in layman's terms, toothpicks.
Toothpick religion.
Exactly. Because
religions on Earth started with less. So.
Yes, exactly.
Mustard seeds come to mind. Mustard seeds.
Yes. So
and now wait for
now we no longer have a bone to pick; they have a tooth to pick with you.
Nice.
And that's why I find Nikos intriguing.
So I'll go next. So while Cody's still sitting in.
Yeah.
My name's Travis Hancock, and I'm playing Valere, the Dragonborn Paladin. And my favorite thing about Nikos is similar, but broader. I think something that really captures everyone's passions about Nikos is the fact that it's the same world that's been going for so many years, and the fact that something that one player character did 20 years ago is now turned into this great, big, huge plot device or area or whatever. And the fact that John has created this world so thoroughly where everything everywhere has a story and culture and stuff going on, and it only takes us going there to go find it out. And I think it really captures everyone's passions because everyone wants to do stuff and leave footprints that will grow into grand canyons of the future generations that play in Nikos.
Well said. Well said.
Oh, the Grand Canyons.
So to clarify what's going on, Cody, is we're doing the introductions. We've had a short discussion, a recap for the players about what the intent of the Fellstone Chronicles was originally, and how we've kind of shifted and drifted a bit off of that course. And
we've moseyed up.
Moseyed. And you two compatriots have suggested that today might be a time for the party to kind of reconsider your course and talk about what kind of objectives you really have, what you have to work with, and how to actually get back to that original course. So if you would, please give your character name, class, race, and why you particularly are intrigued with Nikos. Not your character, but why you as a person find it fascinating.
Well, I am playing Wraith Tennyson, the Hexblade Warlock. I find Nikos intriguing, but Travis did touch upon it, the history just behind the world, and the fact that there's so many different people have been in this and influenced what's going on. It's hard to go anywhere without being like, oh, by the way, a former player's, like, his footprint is over here. It's like just insane, because it's like no matter where you go, there is influence from another person, whether or not they intended to influence that area.
Every time.
It's also just fun. Like, it's even in a normal campaign when we're fighting some random thing or in some random town, it's always, for me anyways, an awesome puzzle to try to figure out why and how and when. And like going into a town that's ruled by a bunch of horses for some unknown reason.
It's not unknown.
And how they've turned now into this giant bureaucratic nightmare of nightmareness. And and then find out that it was like 15 years ago, some guy wrote a thing of code of laws for a village saying that horses should rule everything, and it's just turned into a horrible, horrible mess. over the centuries since. It's always cool. Wherever, there's always puzzles and things to figure out. Keeps my mind occupied.
The most powerful
Alrighty.
spell in the game is the callback.
Yes.
I'd say it's the wish. Because it can ruin everything.
Well,
Okay, so full disclosure here, how many people in this room were in the 7th iteration? That means 2/3 of the people here today.
3/4. Are you including you? Oh wait, no, 2/3.
Players.
2/3 of the
2/3
players.
of the players that were actually 2/7 of the players that were there.
That bear 75% of responsibility for ruining everything.
Hey, no.
Causing the storm
player that's most
and ruining
responsible
everything.
Isn't here.
But we all know
He's with
who,
his wife and child.
and she holds her own responsibility as well. Not that we would name names, but hashtag Blake and Kenzie. And we do not.
Hashtag you done messed up.
Are we getting anyone in the chat?
We have Olivia who's with us. Thank you, Olivia Roop.
Hello.
Roop
Oh!
17. She's been I've been chatting with her. She asked how long I've been GMing, and so I filled her in on all of that.
Well, tell us, John, how long have you been DMing?
I started in 1974. I learned to play from one of the guys that designed the game, Dave Arneson. It's my buddy's grandpa Dave. So I've been at it. What's that?
I said my mother was 1.
Nice, nice. I've always had players tell me that they came into being not their mothers. Thank you, thank you. So, and we've got Evie. Evie's with us as well. Evie Kate.
That's
Hi.
Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi, hon.
So, Olivia's letting us know that she just started playing with her coworkers, and she figured watching us would help her with understanding the game. There is so much to D&D. So complete disclaimer here, Olivia. A lot of what you see in Nikos is only borderline D&D. I have to say that with a caveat. Because
All of the mechanical stuff, but it's more the spirit of the game is still 100% there.
Yes.
Because it's about telling a story, and we are of the philosophy that the rules are only to facilitate the telling of an awesome story.
the art. What is it that Captain Barbosa says? We only consider them to be guidelines.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, with Nikos is more
Yeah.
rules as interpreted than
Yeah,
rules
and
as written.
And Ashley, as we've identified, also reminds us that she plays too, and she says it's a blast.
I wonder who she plays with.
Alrighty.
That was a little off screen.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
have you heard anything from the guys that are they coming or not?
I haven't heard from any of them. Not a one. As I told you, Jacob asked if people were coming, and I said yes. So that was
Okay.
before we started. So we will go ahead and consider this to be the morning after, and that they haven't yet awakened, so that you guys can discuss
So
your
right
plan
now
of
we're
action.
trying to figure out how to fix the
Right.
Lindbergh
You have
program.
roughly 18 hours left on your 24 hours on the Nistles.
Great.
All right, so
So what's the plan, guys? I say from inside of a hole.
hang in there.
No
so,
problem.
Ray, I'm coming down! And I'll start climbing down above him, all the way
Okay.
down back into the thing.
Oh God, it's coming closer.
Watch out down below! I'm liable to slip and fall on you.
Why do you deliver that as if you want to?
Because I'm saying hurry up, you bastard! Climb down.
I do.
Okay.
I shimmy down in my gingerbread ways.
I shake down.
Okay, what are you going to do to follow Shimmy and Shake?
Oh, I'm staying topside. I'm not going anywhere near that encampment with the real
Oh, that's
Fellstone.
right.
The answer is shamble.
Shamble to the hole and give him a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Just cover
Of
yourself
course,
in
of course
rouge
you
and be a mouse.
could, but your alternative would be to leave the egg in the care of a certain.
Prismatic dragon.
I was going to use a nicer word now that I've been chastised several times for calling her a white dragon. So opalescent.
Yes.
Who's been chastised?
See, well, Snowman is a very
certain
good
person
girl.
is very defensive
I
of
don't
dragons.
trust her
Nah.
quite yet with an egg.
Soon.
That's true, because she might eat
She
it.
can
Yeah.
She might
babysit
eat
soon.
You might come back and she's burping. That might be bad.
She can regurgitate it.
Not if she chewed.
She wouldn't chew.
It's dark in here.
She chewed the gingerbread man.
He deserved it. Anyways,
It was uncalled for. Here's your hexblade.
Wraith, are you sure you didn't want to come down, Wraith?
I think it'd be a bad idea.
It's dark.
Well, we gotta figure out how to get him ginger-fied.
Weren't you gonna take the completely full treasure chest over to the elves and see if they would trade it for
Right, but I got another idea now. I'm thinking that I bring him like a big cake, and they purify all their food. Remember, we ate with them, and they said they purify all their food, and so I could take him, get him purified, and then as we sit down to eat, he runs away.
This sounds very much like Glim is going to die.
Yeah. As he's stuffing you into a cake, I can hear you.
That is a.
This is not really the best idea, folks.
That is a distinct probability.
Glim has regrets.
Play dead.
Glim is a gingerbread man.
Play dead.
Oh no, I'm dead.
That means shut up.
No.
You won't hear another peep out of me. Silent as the grave.
So I
If I go
will.
for the gumdrop buttons, I'm getting it back from you.
I will carry him as if a cake
And
towards.
he's laid out completely flat. He's going, you don't know how difficult this is. It's killing my neck.
Shut up or I'll tear your lips off.
I'll still find a way to speak to you.
So-
since I'm still up there,
Sure.
do I see that silver string still going down into the hole?
Oh yeah.
The one that was tied to?
No,
Okay.
you said it disappeared as when he went back into the hole.
Oh no, his did. But he's talking about the root from the. Oh no, you're right. No, yeah,
Yeah,
there
that's
was
what
one.
it is.
Because there were
That was
seven. So there were 7 little creatures, each one for the goblins. We tossed the goblins in. They revived as they fell, and definitely didn't survive
Right.
the fall. And then once he started climbing back down, the last one disappeared because it was sucking away his
Right.
forces of
I was
life.
trying to find
Well,
my
I
soul
think
in the.
there's still 2 left because of the ones that exploded. The cookie men that exploded.
No, because that's why they got dead.
Okay, so since the main one went down the hole, all of them disappeared.
Is there one left because of what's inside of something's belly?
Nope.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
That one's also dead.
Anyways,
Well, it was eaten,
So,
that's why.
so I'm carrying him.
Technically the issue is you have to be in there and eat. That's the problem.
Okay.
You outside no longer.
Okay.
So I take him over to the Primus, and
Okay, when you get there, you see that the Primus are actively repairing yet again damage to their structure. It looks like they took another dragon attack in the meantime.
Now let's make a race.
hey, what happened to this all here?
Oh,
There was a.
we don't have to go into it. There was this horrible purple thing that sped by here. It was awful.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Oh yeah,
Right here.
it had like 80. It had 8 eyes first of all, and although it was draconic in form, it had an odd head structure, almost insectoid.
That sounds horrible. So,
We drove it off and we did some serious damage to it. But
we were really grateful for that whole deal we did a couple hours ago. And,
that was last night. Yes.
right, well, we were really grateful for it and all. And the fellas sent me down with this thank you cake, ginger cake thing. And we were wondering if you would like to share it with us, I mean me.
That's one of your friends.
Oh, no. He made this.
No, we saw him walk around yesterday.
No, you didn't.
Right.
I was waiting for that. That's awesome.
BP.
BP for that. That's classic. That's classic. Quick, to see me. It wasn't me. I wasn't there.
Right, well,
He made sure you didn't see me.
Sorry, I've been practicing my.
That's called gnome impulse.
I've been practicing my ventriloquism. I'm getting quite good at that. And I was wondering if you could cast that purify foodie stuff on
I'm doing competent too.
on the cake. That is a cake.
What have you to trade for the return of your friend?
Oh, I didn't want my friend returned. I just want to share this non-alive cake with you and how you purify all your food and things.
They're smiling and throwing each other not knowing glances.
Because we're friends, you know.
Yeah.
And we did a great deal and gave you that.
Yeah.
Really,
And the 18 in their insight check kind of defies. You can make your persuasion, but I don't think you can beat a 19.
Charisma the hell out of this. Nope.
They
The
go.
guy who's really good at deception isn't there.
They go. We are aware of how proud a race dragons are, and despite the fact that a dragon attack has damaged our facility now twice in the last 24 hours, we do grant some forbearance because we know what it is to lose our kindred in battle. So, if you have something to trade, we can restore your friend as we did for your other friend.
What would you like to trade?
What have you to offer?
I may have some living wood.
Where did you get it?
From up above.
When did you get it?
A few days ago. Give or take 100 years.
To an elf, that doesn't faze them at all. And they say, show us how much of it you have.
I have 5, didn't say, but branches of living wood from the tree spirits we killed.
Ah, yeah, we'll take those. In trade.
All 5.
We're giving him back his life. You brought us a dead form. What do you expect us to do other than we're clearly going to have to raise him from the dead. And as a matter of fact, down here, it may be better effect for us to do a full restoration than it would be for us to do a reincarnation, because quite frankly, we don't know what we would get down here.
I'm right here.
Turns into a pixie. Wait, no, that'd be awesome. Do that.
Is that your ventriloquism again, or is this thing really still alive? And this is actually
He's alive to a certain degree.
Okay.
But he is food.
So for 4 of them, since he is alive.
Fine, I'll give you 3 of them.
I think that the estimate would be approximately 25% higher than your current assessment.
Just give him the
Okay, by
stick.
my calculations, that would be 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not taking into account the square root of the inverse sine.
3.5.
You can't really be half of a living thing. It's either all of it or not.
Well, if we snap it in half, wouldn't
No,
it?
that would be default.
Fine, very well.
Just give him the stick.
I'll give him 4 of my 5 sticks.
All right, you keep one of your living sticks, and you get your friend back. Make your Constitution save.
Oh, joy.
Have you decided, are you going to stay Gingy, or are you going to...
I'll take whatever happens. It's a con save, you said?
Yep.
That's going to be a 21.
Okay, he makes the save, and all of a sudden he's back in Glim form.
Glim is back, baby!
Great.
And he's naked.
Glim is back, baby!
Great. I can smell you already.
Oh no, he's fresh and clean at this point.
Do I still smell
I
a
didn't
ginger
think
bread
that's
for a little
possible.
while?
I think your breath will be gingerbread for a long time.
Ooh, it's cinnamony.
Right, well,
Do
cheery
you have
vibes.
an extra cape that could be like an entire robe set? For him?
I do have the yellow cape.
Oh, props to your bartering skills, by the way, says Olivia.
Thank you. You never know unless you try.
So, I need to erase
So I will
my
drop
codes.
a
No, you'll find some more upstairs.
a large yellow veil cloak.
It's a
on him.
poncho.
It is.
No, it'd be longer than a poncho. It's your bedroll, and
It is a tent.
you have to hike it up really high.
Is it just a little pup tent? You pull on the strings.
Yeah, no, right. It's got the springs built into it. No, it's not a modern. It's a pop-up. Poof.
I just need a stick.
Actually, forgive me.
Yeah, this living stick that might work.
It is not yellow. It is rose colored.
Rose or rosé?
Yes.
Oh yeah, spoken like a true Epicurean.
Right, here we go. Up the rope you go. Climb up.
And you're quite pleased to see Glim in all his glory come crawling out. He's having a heck of a time climbing with the rose-colored robe.
At this moment, I'm pretty much just trying to make it into the Roman toga.
True. He looks more Roman than anything else when he comes up.
Well, Glim by any other race is just as Glim, so.
Perhaps I should have. I had to trade him 4 of my 11 sticks. I probably should have tried to trade them the excretory system of the Tarmakian with illustrations. Illustrations.
Well, we haven't seen many Tarmakians since the last one, so.
Aye, well, if any of them is constipated, I'll be able to help.
Indeed. All right, so you are literally back roadside along the pathway you had been with the wagon before the wagon left you some time before.
On the road again?
You're dangerously close to the Dryad tree copse, however. You can still hear their singing off in the distance.
Let's not go that way.
See, that was fun, but I lost more years than I'd like. Now I look my age.
Speak for yourself.
Well,
Anyways,
I remember you were a little shinier when we went in.
oh no, I'm more shinier now, I'm sure. So
That's his story, and he's sticking to
we
it.
need to decide if are we going back down to figure out what the hell is going on with that cart guy that turned really small and went down the hall and abyssal magic.
I'm
What's
pretty
it?
sure he's a demon.
Oh, by the way, those things were abyssal, and that there's the Fae, but it's also, you say it's the Underdark, and
Everdark.
not good stuff.
He did promise 3 wishes.
He's a lying
bastard.
bastard.
Too.
He
He
tried
seemed
to kill us
trustworthy to
all.
Glim.
He tried to kill us all.
I didn't say anything like that.
Yes, you did.
It's
No, I
because
saw
you were
sheriff, so I didn't see him put him.
Ah. He's going, circumstantial evidence. It didn't work on Isaac the first time, won't work on me.
See, what's your wisdom?
Snowy, where do you
14.
think we should go?
We should point nose towards the mountains.
Sounds great. She thinks we
see-
should go to the mountains.
But then again, she always wants to go to the mountains.
Back to our
I
homeland.
think we should check out where they said the other Fellstone was.
Which was?
They told you where a Fellstone was?
Yeah, because they mentioned that the radar.
Look, everyone, who said that?
we got-
Who the hell said that?
Oh, so we actually
they
hear a
mentioned that the
voice.
radar.
It fell in Mariah.
Yeah, Mora.
Yeah, we also have our little tracker compass.
Speaking of the
Yeah, but right
horrible
now it
horse
points at
bureaucracy place,
Speaking of horse.
Sir, get it right. It's a pony.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Did you hear him?
We are nowhere near cobblestone roads. What is that?
Glenn goes, oh, I'm sorry, nervous twitch.
Sorry, my
It's got-
coconuts, I'll
it's
put
got
them away.
A swallow dropped it.
So while it might not be the best place to visit, it's also our best shot at getting another Fellstone.
Do
And
we want
these are
to
important.
close up the hole? To
Glenn
stop the
has the-
You
primus from
think
getting there?
you think you and Snowland can manage to push a boulder over it?
Well, there's multiple boulders all around it. We could try.
Look at your geography and see really how close you are.
Glim has a question. Where are the Fellstones?
That's a very good question.
And no one has explained it to Glim yet.
Exactly. So,
Do you remember where? You're not going to find it on the map. If you're looking for Mariah, Mariah's a city. I didn't put any
Right.
cities on the map.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been
what
under
country is it in?
Neomoria
So-
by the Griff Wall, which is in someplace that I know where it is on
it's
the
on the
map.
Grimhalt. It's in Myrmidon. Myrmidon.
Oh, we were headed that way anyway.
Right.
So onwards to
And
that
upwards.
direction.
Right, so,
This looks like another Jubilee thing.
do you think that you could help me and Snowy push one of these boulders over the hole to plug it up like a clogged artery?
Glenn
I
can
mean,
try.
I can sure try.
Okay, let's all try together.
Sure. Advantage, and because there's multiples of you trying, it's going to be 15.
Okay, so
With
trying to
advantage.
push one of the giant boulders that were ringed
So
Well,
around.
whoever has
like
the
a-
highest strength.
Not it.
You were snowing on.
I have 18.
Yes.
Well, Snow has
Snow
like
will just nudge
25
it.
or whatever.
Yeah, Snow's just going to probably nudge it over with her nose.
That's if you can convince her to do it.
She hates the hole, so I don't think she
There's
has
a
a
hole.
problem.
There's a hole.
Right, so here we go with the push.
Rolling.
That's plenty good. Probably too good.
Yeah, you have to. It's like playing golf. Damn it! Roll past. Roll past again. Okay, you plunk a goodly sized boulder in the hole.
I'm gonna take out.
Snowy goes over, breathes little puffs of gas at it, and then claws across it. Creates a hashtag pattern on the side of the rock.
That's what I was gonna do. Good job, Snowy. She's
Trots
so
away,
smart.
trots away, her nose in the air.
Do you want a character sheet for Snowy?
No,
No.
It's a little bit nicer.
you never write NPCs character sheets. That's all. That's a whole discussion we'll do one of these days on the inside
The do's and
Nikos.
don'ts.
No, the Nikos Insider. You never put anything down in stats you don't have to.
Right.
As soon as you do, people will kill them.
Exactly.
Anyways, as far as I'm concerned, her life points are infinite. So,
Yeah, believe that until she goes into death.
until it's on paper, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And belief is 9/10 of the law.
I was just going with if we ever.
So
got back.
I guess we go follow the road down to where that guy came from.
And that's towards Mora and Myrmidon.
Aye.
Alright.
So we'll start trotting down that way.
All right.
While we're going, I would like to ask you about this Fellstone and where you found it.
Yeah. Now
We
that
were with
now
you
the
when
cavern's
we found
closed.
this one.
I was near there. That's when you went into the thin, and I
Okay,
was
remember the
chewed
big
by.
old forget me bubble?
Aye.
That he remembers.
It was in there.
Right, I met you afterwards. I stayed out with Snowy.
Right. You met back up with us because we met you.
Right.
we had
You
the
met him
original
before, but
story.
he wasn't there the day you went in.
And then there was
Right.
that one guy that we kind of remember.
Quite literally.
I think was Glim there for
No.
that one? No?
I came in the session that you
After.
were gone.
This
Right.
this was actually the reason for the predication of the conversation, because you are unfortunately the anchor for the Fellstone Chronicles,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
nobody but you actually knows anything about what you have. So you may want to actually take the time on this part of the lake. This is the boring part when you're walking across hill and dale,
Yep. that
away
was-
from the druid area. So it's going to be fairly peaceful because nothing would have messed with them. So you have some time to travel under the tree cover and talk
Could I
about.
see it for a second while you explain to Glim?
Well, if anyone else in this party would be careful with it, it would be you. So,
That's true.
knowing what it is.
knowing what you believe it to be.
Yeah.
9/10 of the law. At least in Nikos, anyways.
At least in Nikos.
So, with the guarantee that it will come back into my possession.
Sure.
Alright. So, I'm going to pull it out. Gently put it in his hands.
Okay, describe to him what it looks like.
So, it is egg-shaped. And is...
And it's more dinosaur egg than
I should have brought
Burn it.
my big
It's not-
blue porcelain egg.
it's not
It's
pointed.
just about the right size.
It's not pointed at one end. It's ovoid the whole length. Go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to-
So, and it's kind of crystalline but grayish. Just big old, like about that big. Kind of.
Footballish.
It's about the size of a football and about 5 times as heavy.
Sounds about right. So,
And it does occasionally pulse.
And it
at
spoke
least
to me
one
in
person.
Draconic.
At least one person has heard it speak.
In Draconic. Specifically Draconic.
so
So what?
I want to use my Paladin Divine Sense on it
Okay.
to see if there's any sort of spirit alignment thing.
Detect good and evil.
No, using divine sense, you get absolutely nothing from it. Yeah, it does. It does definitely indicates that it's alive, but it is not aligned.
So, pure
Sure.
neutrality.
It zeroes the needle in every direction.
Sounds about right. So that checks off on the dragon list. Baby dragon list. Nicotian baby dragon list.
On the baby list.
Yes. So, next is I would like to put it to my ear to listen.
Slosh it around a bit.
Okay.
Shake it really
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Shaken baby syndrome. Congratulations, you just made an omelet.
Quick, let's boil it. We can have a poached egg.
Let's go with a wisdom check at 20.
So during this time, are we going to get a little
Nope.
explanation as to what we're doing?
Yeah,
Not
I'll
wise
explain,
enough.
when he's done doing his thing, I'll explain
Alright.
the Fellstone.
So nothing?
I
No.
just wasn't sure.
So
Well,
in
he's doing
Draconic
it.
I will say, "Hello little baby, are you in there?" Try
Holy
again
crap!
later.
Holy crap! Constitution save at 20.
Ooh. I mean, he can. He's got
Yeah.
good con.
I believe.
And he's a...
Believe in me, guys.
Believe!
I don't.
William,
Nope.
you messed it up. It's all your fault.
I
Okay.
should have knocked on wood.
Dex save from you.
Well, don't have dex saves, but I got dex. That's 22.
Literally, you see him put it to his ear, and he turns his face, and you just hear a couple syllables of Draconic, and psychologically you're going, "Oh, this can't be good." So you're already on your way towards him when he throws it in the air and puts his hands to his ears as the most deafening Draconic sound comes into your mind from whatever it was. He just says, "Roar!" It's totally unintelligible, but you can tell it had Draconic counterpoints in the language. Whatever it shouted at you.
Would Snowy get a chance to hear?
She's across the distance, so let's see if she caught any of it. Yeah, so we'll have to deal with that because when you do that, she leaps into the air and does that pointer maneuver that you taught her about what she was supposed to do when she grew up. Point! She actually goes to the nearest rock encroachment and sticks her head up, face, and she puts her head back and she was, looks at you kind of sad, sits down.
You'll get it next time. Alright, well that was bloody weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
You've
these
got
back
blood
now.
coming out of both of your ears.
I'm fine. I think.
Can you hear Glenn?
What?
Yeah, he's fine.
Right, so I tried to talk to it, and it got a wee bit cranky. Didn't want to wake up, I think.
Yeah, there's been at least 2 people, including myself, that have heard this, well, not this one specifically, speak.
Did it get angry at you?
No, we can't speak back to it. Neither of us knew what it was saying.
Well, next time it does, try to mimic the symbols, or the syllables, to me, if I do not hear it myself.
Definitely do that.
But it got quite cranky at me.
Glenn
Cute
tries to
little
listen,
baby as it
see
is.
if he hears anything.
Do you have Draconic?
I don't have Draconic.
You would have no idea. And all you would have heard just a muffled sound. And you would more than likely have heard his screams of pain from the sound than anything else.
Yeah, but when he says, I heard a sound, I'm just seeing if I hear anything faint coming from it.
No.
That's
Just so everyone is on the same page as how I am choosing to react to this, I think it's like how Steve Irwin would react when he got bit by a snake. He's like, "Oh, you little beauty, you're so feisty and cute, and here you go back home."
And
You
then
know,
dies
just-
from it.
Yeah, just
And then keels over.
even though he's like being bitten full of deadly venom, he's just, oh, you're so cute, you little bastard, I love you. Something like that.
I'll sleep this one off.
I'm fine. I'll just.
Olivia says, ruptured eardrums. No biggie.
They're dragon eardrums. They'll.
We'll get you some cotton.
They'll
You
do a
can
thing.
stuff it in there. You'll be fine. Won't be able to hear very well for a while, but they'll heal.
He doesn't listen anyways.
What was that?
BP for that.
Don't worry about it.
I think there's going to be a situation where you're going to keep lobbing him and he's going to keep spiking him.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, that's because you found out that now you can convert them 5 to 1. Just give him a lot. You'll have something for him.
Hey, if I can't get him, someone else should. So
Well, you got some a couple weeks ago from the Dryads.
that's true.
That's true.
And with the gingerbread man idea,
Yeah.
that was me.
Oh, I meant you got some other stuff.
Oh, I got some.
Oh, you got
alright.
some too.
Yeah.
That was the Dryads.
Right, so now we're
Giants got
moseying
what
on
they
down
wanted.
the road.
All right. So now I guess it's my turn to
Yeah.
speak. So, well, it seems pretty clear, Valera, that you know what this is now. Now, Glim, if you couldn't get it from the context, this is what we believe to be a dragon egg from Nimbus. What happens is they fall from Nimbus down to Nikos like this. They're completely neutral. And after they hatch and as they grow, depending on who they grow around, it will change their color and alignment. Snowlin has been hanging out with Valere, so she's turning
White.
more.
No.
So she's turning.
You are corrupting our children!
No.
I'll kill you.
She's turning more silver because she's leaning towards the chaotic good that is Valere. And with the way
You
I
might
tend
want to
to
reevaluate that.
the way,
I like
the way
that
I
circumspect
tend to-
look on Valera's face.
So you have this shadowy thing that you do, right?
Well, you mean summoning my weapon, and then I'll summon out my hexblade just as Saf's longsword.
Right. Right.
Right. But
But as
you
it
talk to it
as it
sometimes.
forms, the prismatic effect will shine through from the cracks. So he'll see the purple from
Right.
Right. So what's the dealio with that?
The crack?
No, with your thing. You're a warlock. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a warlock.
But who's this thing you keep talking to?
Oh, that's Saf. He was an adventurer like us a long time ago. And, well, he got powerful, and he's also my ancestor. So I found his symbol, the black sapphire, and it began to communicate with me, and it's how I gain my abilities.
Is he the one that told you out of the Fellstone was?
No, he's a bit more related to the prisms.
Okay. My worry is that, well, what you just said about the dragon babies being affected by those around them is true. So if it's some sort of demoniac sort of alignment you have going on, that mayhaps you may want to switch bags where it's being kept.
Oh, I don't keep Saf in a bag.
Oh, I know. But where he is, you are, and where the Fellstone is, he is next to, which would be bad. If he is bad. Do you get my saying? What I'm
I mean,
you're picking up what I'm laying
I'm
down.
pretty sure if he was evil, he'd have tried to get me to do something evil.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yep.
Perhaps. Just thinking about it from now. Just thinking about it. Anyways. Onwards and upwards, I say.
Yep.
Glim's walking along, stumbling because he's looking up. What? You said look upwards.
Oh, some fish.
That'll school you.
Right, so Snowy, can you tell
Glenn's
me?
learned a lot already.
Can you tell me what you reacted to the roaring thing? You did your pointing. What'd you hear?
Call!
Aye.
Call!
From whom?
Looks up at Nimbus. Call!
Oh.
Okay. Keep thinking about that. Let's go.
Trot, 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 trot.
As we're traveling, I want to try to figure out the sensor.
Okay, so what in particular?
The sensor that they gave us.
The Primus Fellstone detector.
Yeah. that-
Oh, okay.
The pointer.
Yeah. So make your
We're getting close to copyright.
first
here.
percentage. What's that?
We're getting close to copyright.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's an egg radar, sir.
Yeah.
Ah.
just checking. This is Dragon Ball. They have a.
95.
They're looking for the Dragon Balls.
Okay.
And they have a Dragon Ball detector.
Oh, I got
but
you.
See,
I was
John's
thinking.
never watched Dragon Ball.
I know.
Right.
So it's
So
okay.
I'm thinking. I was
Pirates
thinking that
of the
the place for no, even better.
That's
I
what-
thought you were talking about the egg decator.
Is it educated?
Uh-huh.
It's not an educated egg decator, right? So that would have also got us in trouble. But that's a lot older copyright there. So in this case, but that's also Disney. So there you go.
We just need to put a watch in it and then it can be an egg timer. Too.
95.
Yes.
You found out how to turn it on. So it
Cool.
goes glow, it starts to glow, and you hear that thrumming sound.
It's pointing at my bag, right?
Yeah, it's pointing at you.
Okay. So is there like some kind of dials?
Actually, no, you handed it to him. Or no, he gave it, but you got it.
He threw it and it's back with me
That's
and
right,
I
okay.
threw it away.
Okay, so yeah, it's pointing at you.
Okay. So are there like dials on it or?
Nope.
So there's one button on the side.
Yep.
Right, well, I'm sure we'll figure it out when we find more. But I guess we're going to that Neo Moria, Mariah, whatever it's called.
Place where other Fellstone is.
That's
And
where
Blink
the
Trap.
Primus saw one fall.
Yeah. The one they were tracking.
Mm-hmm.
They fell down and they accidentally began tracking mine.
Great. Can Glim try?
Oh yeah, you're a tinker gnome.
Yes, Glim's a tink.
I'm gonna hand it to the gnome.
Oh, a tink gets a hold of it. Okay.
That's when bad things happen. When
Roll
John
percentage
says that.
dice.
When John says that.
I didn't even ask him if he was sure he wanted to do that. I just let him give it to you. Isn't that nice?
Yep.
And you're rolling in a round cup. That sounds like those dice will be cocked every damn roll.
2.
You fool.
Oh, look, it is flat enough to read your readings.
Yeah, there's a flat bottom.
Yeah, yeah. all of a sudden, the device actually, you hear this hissing sound, and it grows to twice its dimension, both laterally
Wait a minute.
and in dimension.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that.
In Glim's hands, it gets bigger.
Just take it away from him before it explodes.
Yeah, that was bad. I feel like that wasn't supposed to happen. Note self, don't let tanks get a hold of tech.
The fact that it
Does it have
happened,
more than one arrow now?
No, it's got more than one button.
let Glim figure it out.
No, I'm just gonna take it and push the other button.
I will hold it while he
Okay,
pushes it.
roll percentage dice since you're pushing the other button. Since when he hands it back, you're not exactly sure which button was the first button you pressed.
I'm
versus the
assuming-
second.
Because it's been exchanged 3 hands now.
Can I assist him in pushing the button?
No,
30. Flat.
No, Max, you
35.
can't push the button.
doesn't do anything.
So the button I wasn't just pressing, I'm gonna press that button.
Okay.
24.
Yeah, it reverts back to the small size. One button.
Can I try entering the Konami code?
This
Will not work because even though I work there, I still don't know what the Konami code is. I know it's something to do with controllers, but I have no idea
Up,
what
up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
That one.
I mean.
We need to find a controller in Nikos. We
Never.
can activate the GM.
Even Olivia knew never trust a tinker gnome.
That's racist.
Welcome to Nikos.
Racism. Great.
Just because Glenn's the lowest on the totem pole.
That's only because you're short.
Exactly.
So it's because we like to remain upwind of you. Let's go! Marching on to the next place we're going.
Glenn managed to find a second button. No one trusted Glenn. Okay.
Did you say something?
Muttering under his breath. All of a sudden you come across an obelisk. I shouldn't really call it an obelisk. It's more of a stone monolith, single stone. What's odd about it is it looks like it's been sheared off with maybe a swing of a single sword or something. It's a very clean cut, perpendicular, exactly perpendicular to the ground. You see one there in the end, so you put your models down there at the end next to that small river.
May Glenn borrow a model?
This one?
Yeah. There's a gnome actually out here in town. He can grab one of those.
Perfect.
No with a stick.
There's a gnome red hat on the far side.
Right here.
No, there's a red hat on the other side.
Oh,
Just past the.
he wants you to grab the red cap.
Yep.
Because Clem is totally a red cap.
Yes.
That's about right.
Even though I am your painter, you asked the colorblind guy to grab a color.
Oh, true. But I didn't know that you had trouble. I thought you were blue-green.
I'm a little bit of everything.
Oh, wow. Then why did I choose you again as a painter? Oh, because you do such damn good work. That's why.
Except for the brown crystal.
No, shh, quiet. There has to be one that is not one.
That's Glenn's crystal.
If everyone is one that is not one, then no one is one that is not
What's
one
that?
of everyone.
Said we thought the one that was not one was Nathan. Turns out it was Blake.
If everyone is one that is not one, then there is no one that is not one because they're all one.
Except for the one that isn't.
2.
Including the one that are
3.
5.
Actually,
you're
9.
confusing the
but that's not
viewers.
Who's asking?
What'd you say?
All right, so you pass the first obelisk and come to a second one. The second one is a little bit more rough cut and seems to be made out of a different kind of a material. As a matter of fact, it has the same gray tone as the Fellstone. Since you've seen one, you know what one looks like now. The second pylon.
That
this
kind of
one
looks
with
like
the guy
your,
on
No, I'm saying
Rocky
the first
Rock
one
Rock.
way back there was the one that was smooth cut. The next one is that one. As you're coming across, you come to a bridge across the river,
Does it?
and up on top of the pylon stands a man with a
Getting
crossbow.
stuff in it, just hindering it.
What kind of man?
Aye.
Human?
Very burly, very burly mortal.
I shall call him Hugh.
What hold there, my fellow?
What business have you in Her Majesty's forest?
Which Her Majesty is the forest of which she is?
It's not the bards.
Language speak you?
Very
Any?
well, I do.
Language speak you any?
Common, do you speak it?
He says this is the forest of Raysborn.
Oh.
Are we going the right way?
That one went over my head.
Everything goes over your head.
Damn. We're doomed.
Where are we going? Is this the right way?
I thought you knew the way.
Next week, new characters, guys.
We were supposed to head east.
I look at Nimbus and calculate our direction.
You've been traveling pretty much virtually due east.
Sounds about right.
Except that this set of pylons, this parallel rows of pylons, are not running east, west, north, or south. They're running at a diagonal, basically running from the south west into the northeast.
Right, well, we're just traveling down the road. We,
There's no road from whence you came. Are you from the Wildlands?
no. We're from, a place which is not here.
Downtown.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to remove all of your foodstuffs and pile them on the side of the road.
Great,
Well,
we
this-
didn't have any.
Ah! Alright, Glenn no longer bread.
Yeah.
He used to be gingerbread.
You're made of meat again.
Nonetheless, any belongings you have that are foodstuffs, please place them on the side of the road. It will only take but a moment, but I have to clarify and cleanse them before we can allow you to continue with them.
Oh, because of the place and the thing. Oh, we plugged up that hole.
Brian won't let it be plugged very long.
He may not have a choice anymore.
Are you saying you've murdered the king of the little people?
No,
You did what to our king?
not your little people, the
joking.
real little people.
Glenn's not even a real little person now.
No, but
Glenn's not tall.
we had discussions with him.
Did you?
And sent him on his way. And he went down, and he asked us to close the door behind him. He had lots to do.
Have you deposited your food already?
I told you we didn't have any. Do you have any food?
About this time, the second person, the gentleman in the yellow cloak, hops down off of his pedestal. Comes trotting over toward you. Oh, please forgive my belligerent friend. We simply have a requirement that we have to do to make sure that you do not bring any danger to our city. We've recently lost about 10 children to the changelings, and so we just can't have any more of that kind of mischief and nonsense.
Right, we just killed like 8 of them on the way here. Sort of.
I'm confused. You killed
Don't
children?
worry about it. No.
You've killed children?
No, changelings. Creepy little things suck the life out of you.
Well,
Big ass eyes. Creepier faces.
okay, at
Let's
least you're
regret
describing the
letting
proper
me
thing,
the
but please, don't make me frisk you. Any food items that you have, any of your own food sources that you have, need to be deposited. Does anybody have rations?
Snowy, do you have any
Probably.
food?
She comes walking out with chewing on a bird. I mean, something from a tree.
No food here?
Fish. Skyfish.
Flying fish.
You can search
Okay,
Glenn, but all he's got is his no-go.
So if I looked at your character, you see I'm not going to find any rations.
No.
No.
No. Not at all.
Honestly? Okay.
I have 6 prismatic gems that are blackened, a couple of books, a Hagrid.
Nice.
And,
Okay, no, just as long as you didn't have any
yep.
food items.
I guess I could eat paper.
No, that's fine. Okay, I just was clarifying. As long as you don't have any, you're good to go.
Yeah, no.
No, we're kind of shocked. How long? You guys must be starving. We have to get you something to eat. God, that's
To be
horrible.
fair, we do have a dragon to hunt for us.
She's
But
pretty
she
good
eats
at it.
everything.
Also, we just had food with a bunch of friends of ours down the way.
Oh, indeed.
Aye. Great cooks.
Prohubrito.
For their privacy, I cannot explain till I know you better.
Fair enough. It's just that if there's culinary artists that are working in the area, we probably would want to invite them to stay.
They're very private woodland folk.
Well, anyway.
Primarily private, you would say.
Well, welcome to the Village of Throne, and come on in. We'll get you set up.
Delightful! Lead the way, fellow.
And he says, unfortunately, I can't. We're actually working. And he whistles. And this big hound comes bounding around the corner.
Oh, merry man.
Takes one look at Snowy and growls. Says, your pet one doesn't eat dogs, does it?
It eats
She
anything.
asks first.
Okay. You're not going to let her eat my dog.
Just
If
tell
you're-
Snowy not to eat the dog.
In Draconic, I'll say Snowy. Snowy, don't eat the dog unless you ask first. Or if it attacks us, then you can eat it. Right, I told her no dogs on the menu.
Good. All right. He says, Kelso, take him in. The dog trots across the bridge.
We follow the dog across the bridge.
Oh.
All right.
Glue could ride him.
Yep.
Glenn could ride
He has a
Snowy.
saddle on him.
Oh, Glenn could ride Snowy, but then again,
It's whether or not Snowy lets Glenn.
Yeah.
I will salute the crossbowman as we go past.
crossbowman nods, kind of sneers a bit. Apparently, he doesn't trust Dragonborn for whatever reason.
Why? This.
He's quite wise.
Anyway, so
I am beautiful.
okay, so
Beauty and full of
you
lies.
come into the town of Throne, and even as you're approaching, you can see in the distance. Now, the people aren't here yet. I've actually set them up for later use, but you can see in the distance why it's called Throne, because there's this monstrous stone chair formation. It's actually a rock formation that happens to look like a throne from a long distance away.
Oh, it's a throne that happens to look like a rock formation.
Or it happens to be a throne that's been sitting out and decayed and looks like rock now. Yes, either which way.
Maybe it was one, then the other again.
Exactly. Anyway,
Depends on your perspective.
you come into town, you'll notice that the homes are built from the rough structure, looking to be the same material that was used to make about half of the pylons. The other half are the shiny ones. And the shiny ones are, as you noted, are on both sides. It's as if they've built replacements for the shinies for some reason.
So, which ones are the shiny ones and which ones are the...
Do you see the three
these
that are
ones?
shiny? Yes.
Okay, so
That's
these
what they're
are
supposed
shiny.
to look like. That's what they're supposed to look like. And the other ones are like stone
Rougher.
facsimiles.
And they're made of a grayish material.
No, the new ones. The
new ones are.
Yes.
No,
Well,
these new ones.
Right. The shinier, the smooth ones, if you will, the originals that look like they've been cut off at the base, are of a shinier material and are jet black.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
So we go down into the village.
All right.
Down,
As you
down
do go
into this
past
town.
that nearest one into town, it does seem to be slightly off of its foundation, and slide this underneath it because I forgot to do that.
This one?
No, the
This one.
non-shiny ones, right? So part of that probably will stick out just a hair. Yeah.
So is it visibly like something under it, or is it?
Yeah, it looks like they built the things and tried to place them on the foundation, and that one they probably didn't get quite right.
Can I try to push it in the right place?
You're going to draw attention to the fact that you're doing so, or you're just going to go over and like bump into it?
Yeah, this is,
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check. It'll be a 18.
Nope. I just caress it lovingly.
He's
All right.
a little too into that.
And since you notice it, you can, if you want to, you can draw the other player's attention to it if you want.
Hey, all the other ones are pretty level, but that one's kind of crooked. Kind of bugs me for some strange reason.
Can I inspect the base to see if it's possibly something?
Well, as you go over towards it, since you're now responding to his drawing attention, it, the dog will come back, basically circle around, bark at you curtly twice, and take off, trotting away again, expecting you to follow.
I guess we'll come back later.
I take a glance just to see if I.
Yeah, all you can see is that it's off balance and there's something underneath it that it looks like it's covering.
It looks like there's something underneath that. Do we want to follow the dog, or do we want
Let's follow the dog. We know he's come back.
Yeah.
All right. So next thing you do is you pass by the town's blacksmith. Basically, the epitome of a Viking god in his appearance, as far as he's got no shirt on, and his long locks hanging down over his shoulders as he's working the metals and the.
I take a moment to appreciate the hard work that goes into it.
He goes, "Are you watching my glistening? Or are you
I'm
watching the
watching.
power of my steel?"
Third option.
He looks down and goes, "No, it's fastened."
I meant what's going on in the forge.
Ah. Ooh, you're a strange one. You like the hot things, eh? Maybe I make something for you someday.
Glenn would appreciate that.
Ooh. Maybe I said that wrong. Maybe I'd make something out of you someday. I always get the English so messed up.
The common?
Whatever.
Glim's not so good with being turned into material. He was a cookie for a day.
Oh, I've been a cookie for a while too. Hot work in kitchen.
Yes.
One time he was 5 cookies. Cheery bye. Continue down the road.
scratches his head a bit and watches. Okay, so the dog then trots up to the green wagon and sniffs at it, barks once, and sits.
Roof.
So put it up by the wagon.
Nope. Hi, my legs.
And I got me a new toy
Ooh, a stick.
with a thing on the end so I can actually move models. Don't know if it'll work as effectively. But there we go. Yay.
Would you like me to see if I can find one of the ones with the little grabber tongs at the end?
Only if they're little bitty. I don't want them. I don't want the monster ones.
Probably like maybe about this big.
I don't know. I like the little.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, so when he does, the gentleman in the red turban there beside it calls to you and motions you over to the shadows. Ah, friends from afar, friends from afar. This is always important. Oh, and I see you found one. I am so envious. He says, have you taught it any good tricks yet?
Glim knows quite a few magics.
Wait, I've been teaching him for a while now.
Really? Is he potty trained? Is he pats the gnome on the head?
Not very. I gave up on that one, so lost cause. He's better at magic than he is at cleaning his bum.
I clean up all your messes.
Because you make them.
I said your messes.
Aye.
I didn't know he was married. You're cleaning up his missus? Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
So what
Maybe if he could satisfy her instead.
No.
Anyways.
Glenn is going to be dead again. Because two people in this room are going to beat the shit out
I'm just going to look. I'll look at Glim and I'll say, you know, at any moment, I can have Snowy eat you. She wouldn't even have to chew.
Glim knows
the
that.
first time. That's true. Part of you is already in her belly. She's got
Yes.
a taste for it.
You
Yes,
have to take
but
off,
if you
guys.
do-
She's on the East Coast, so say goodbye to
Bye-bye.
Olivia. Thanks for saying bye.
Shitty bye.
Yes.
And
if-
and Olivia has a warm spot in her heart for you because she also has a Forest Gnome character.
Aw.
More's the pity. So
Glim knows
what?
that you can do that, but if you give in, then Glim wins.
My fine crimson gentleman, what is
Actually,
it that
to be honest, I am only wearing the hat in deference to our lord and noble from the region. I myself am Viridian.
Good. I prefer the Viridites.
Yeah, same.
Anyways, so did you need something from us?
Oh no, I simply was just welcoming you, and as you notice, I have clearly our welcome wagon, and so since you are new to our village and not yet established as landowners, we'd like to offer you some of the basics of home. We have a tent we provide to the indigent, and we make sure that you get your inoculations and your medications if you need them, and we do have social services that are available to those of you that don't have a home.
Inoculations for what exactly?
Oh, for the various plagues, infestations, and diseases that can come from living in close proximity to the unwashed masses.
Rafe, you might want to look into that.
You said tents.
I'm immune.
Yes, absolutely.
What kind do you have?
Well, we have
Yeah,
the family size, which is sleeps 4. It does come with 2 rice paddocks and a roll-out cloth, a bedroll for the other 2. So.
How much?
Hmm?
How much?
Oh, and no charge. As I said, we make sure we provide these to anyone who is indigent because we feel that you have the rights and dignities that are afforded to the landowners as well.
Why?
Ah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just happens to be that
Are you looking a gift tent in the mouth?
Yes.
our Crimson Overlord tends to be insensitive to such in your case, and we're hoping that you might participate in our
Community.
Yes, and in particularly in our upcoming elections of our nobles.
Help with the means of production and whatnot.
A democratic
No,
monarchy.
we're in a place for plenty. Actually, our economy has done surprisingly well under the power of the Crimson, and we are just simply preparing for the inevitable warfare that comes from having such a hawk in as our governor.
Okay.
So, will you be staying therefore in the tent city, or would you prefer, and do you have the funds for a more dignified stay in our hostel?
Well, I do not like to sleep anywhere hostile.
No.
But,
I'm sorry, difficulties with the language. I hate to use it, but the term sometimes used is flop house, our common room, our...
how about a large house? Do you have any for sale?
Oh, there are definitely large houses for sale, but they won't be found out here in what they call these suburbs. You'd have to be actually within the urban region to live there, and quite frankly, we'd have to more than likely do a asset research and recovery to make sure that you have sufficient to live there.
Sure.
Sure, I'll get you the applications.
I just kind of heft my bag that has the 70 pounds of gold in it, and just walk down the way a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah. So the
I just assumed since I'm
We
strong,
have
so I
more
was
gold
carrying
than we have gloom.
70 pounds.
yeah more gold than
We
Glen.
have gloom.
Yeah. So after a few minutes, he'll come trotting up behind you. Where were you walking to? Any place in particular? There is a structure that looks like your standard tavern.
I was thinking of going to check out the throne.
Oh, so you are going to be involved in our electoral process. That will be amazing. We do need to have you fill out the required forms before you become a member of the conglomerate, or what we like to lovingly call our mob. So just a moment, and let me get those forms. And he goes running back.
Great, let's go.
Don't listen to
So-
mob mentality.
Walk right by, down towards the throne, please.
Right. So put your models over there by them. I have to walk around the edge so Travis to get there.
Close enough.
He fell.
Okay, so just use the one to represent all of you. You're going to put your up. Okay,
Snow right there.
all right. So as you're milling around with the crowd, you see that just about all of them have an odd-looking document, long scroll-like piece of paper with all kinds of little circles and dots on it. No.
Okay, good.
that was a quick look. Yeah, no, not that document. Not document at all.
More like a sheet with lots of circles, 4 columns and
Right.
Sometimes
different
5.
names next to it.
One from A and 2 from column B, that kind of thing. As you're trying to look over their shoulders, here comes the merchant once again. Comes up behind you, goes, guys, I told you you need to wait. Here, I did bring all the documents. I hope you know that not to be insensitive, but the dragon can't vote. They just don't have the permutations to allow for what they consider to be the non-sentient races to actually vote. And I think that the thing to realize is that
That dragon or that dragon?
You're
we're talking about the dragon.
you may want to shut your mouth, because you may not have one for much longer if you continue.
I'm just saying.
Thanking you, cherry bye.
He's extending a kindness to tell you that you might run into some friction.
Exactly. That
And you agree
I don't
to-
accept.
I'm glad to see there's a man of sentimentality among you. Please make sure that he does put his name on it if he does decide to vote.
Is it what's written on it for?
It's the document, same thing as everybody else's.
Okay.
Bye. Sure.
And on there is a mark. There's a place for you to mark. Yes, I am indigent, and I do want my allotted gifts.
Do you want to vote?
No. And I do not think we should sign anything. It doesn't go
There's
well.
there's no place to sign. It's just a place to put your name.
Aye. Doesn't go well.
I'll give you an alias.
No, thank you.
No one will know it was you.
If I want someone in power, I'll just kill the guy who is in power now if he's evil.
But what if he's good? And you don't want him in
Then
power?
I'm sure it's fine. Why would I not want him in power?
What if there's two good guys and one's better?
Then I'll go back in time, make sure neither of them is born.
A little extreme.
I am quite extreme. So, what do we see around the throne?
Snowy, who do you want to
Okay,
vote for?
so at this point, the throne just looks like this big chair. It's not yet dark, although you do see a person walking through the crowd, going, pitchfork or torch, pitchfork or torch, torches, pitchforks. Which you prefer, pitchforks or torches? You, sir. Would you prefer a pitchfork or a torch? You seem like a reasonable man.
Glim has a penchant for the torches.
Ah, definitely. Works better for your shorter stature as well. So make sure you raise it high enough off the ground that you don't light anybody else's clothes on fire.
Of course.
I think I have my own. I'll try out the different buttons on my switchblade to see if one is a pitchfork
Does he
type
just
thing
give
or a
me
trident
a torch,
maybe.
Or does he...
Short sword, long sword, short sword, broadsword, great sword.
Fork.
There's no fork.
Darn.
Trident.
Not just
Spork,
like a regular
maybe?
fork.
Nice.
Like a fork coming out of a sword handle.
Spoon.
Yeah, the huge handle and the blink.
Yeah, it's a fork.
Does he get a
Dang it.
spoon?
No knives.
So just the sword variant.
It's all the sword variants all the way up to halberd.
Cool.
Nice.
Wait, up to halberd?
Yes, a halberd is a sword on a stick, also known
No,
as
it's
a
a
glaive.
glaive.
That's a glaive.
Glaive.
Halberd.
Halberd's an
Axe.
axe with a spiky at the top.
You get a halberd when you have questions.
So,
Cool.
glaive. Anyway, so did you
just
choose
get
either
torch?
of them? Oh, there's no fee. Just realize that when they call for the torches, everybody raise your torch, okay? Raise it high. And,
Could you explain the functionality of your mob ruling here?
oh, sure. We have a situation where an evildoer has been captured by the arm of the law, and the arm of law requires the local populace to be involved with any such incarceration to ensure that the person receives all their due just rights and privileges during their incarceration, and that they meet their end in a just and legal way.
And who would that be that we're voting on?
Oh, that would be the misfortunate one. He's in the cage on the other side of the stream. They'll be bringing him shortly. He's somewhat out of place.
What did he do?
He's somewhat out of place. And I think that will become evident when you see the evidence presented against him.
Great. So I want to go walk over to where he is before they bring him out.
Be very careful. You're a little out of place here, too.
That's often where most places I go I am.
Okay.
Out of.
So as you're walking back past the guy...
I'm out of place in MI. I am out of place frequently.
Excuse me. You're about to cross the stream. Do you have your papers?
Across the stream.
Yes.
Please present them. I have to check them before I can let you cross
Why?
the stream. Because you'll be crossing over from Bailiwick into Mirmwood. And you're currently under our jurisdiction, or truly under our bailiwick here in Bailiwick. And I want to make sure that you are duly protected.
Who is the person that I'm talking to?
The guy in the red hat again.
Mm.
Green robes, red hat. In deference to his...
Viridian.
So, I guess I will take one of the papers and flash it at him and put it down.
He goes, please, I need to inspect it.
Well, I'm not really sure what you want me to do with it.
Well, it's got to be filled out appropriately because you're about to cross into another country and they have different sovereign rules. You may not be accepted there and you may find yourself being imprisoned.
Oh, that's right. Well, I better get my stuff situated over here before I cross over.
That's probably a very good idea.
Right.
Back so soon?
So, right, do you want to just sneak around and...
See, he comes back and tells you about this.
They're kind of like
Oh god, he's
bureaucratic
a illegal immigrant.
dicks, asking for papers, please, and whatnot.
The Irish.
What, you don't have your passport?
I'm Irish, you fool.
Scottish, get it right.
Crazy bastard.
He's a dragonborn at this point. I don't think it's gonna be completely all in the black and white.
Wait, you telling me you don't have your passport?
What's the passport?
I just imagine that both of us produce one.
We're on a
The
free
thing that
plane, are we not?
Kinda.
Do you want to know what my passport is?
I mean,
It's
they'll
this
get
right
you
here.
to a point.
Oh, I'll get them to a point if you know what I mean.
About this time, you hear a
Gloom's
very
gonna just
loud
fit.
banging of a gong, and the priestess walks out onto the arm of the great throne.
Alright.
What kind of priestess?
Yes.
Black veil.
Okay.
Okay.
You feel like, oh, at least I got somebody here I recognize.
Is it the little priestess from before, or is it this a woman?
This is a woman.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, good point. No, it's a woman.
Alright.
She walks out of the edge and says, "My people, I represent our sovereign in the kingdom far away." She's having to shout because it's a large area.
Mhm.
Even though there's not a lot of people here, but none of them are like closing in. It's like going to. You ever been to a church service where you've got 15 pews and everybody's sitting like in the back four? They don't
Yeah.
even want to come close
Yep.
to the front. You've never even darkened the door of a building, have you? Anytime soon.
I've been-
Anytime recently.
Once.
Once in a church. Okay. So yeah.
I got a little smoky.
Anyway, so she basically asks everybody to move forward, and they do about 4 paces, and they stop. And she says, "We're here to witness the just execution of the laws of both our nation and that of our southern ally."
Whoa!
Oh, I see we have visitors from Myrmidon among us. Welcome, brethren. Welcome. As it is our solemn responsibility, we are gathered here to pay mute witness to the justice to be visited upon us by both our nobles and those of Myrmidon.
Get to the evidence!
Yes. Well stated, whoever that was in the far distance with the Scottish accent.
Is him.
Points to the red cap.
Yeah, and you're going, wait, that's me! Bring forth the criminal. And so you can open the cage, bring out the dude, and there's actually a dude inside here.
Right.
Yes, because it
Whoa.
opened up.
It's an orky boy.
And escort him with the 4 guards.
Do we recognize the orc?
Bugbear tyrant.
Does he
He's
look
not
gnomish?
good point. He's not an orc. It's actually a betanor.
Oh,
Bugbear.
that's worse.
Yeah, and put them actually right
At the steps.
at the end of the road.
Malway.
Brought to us by 8th century Fox.
8th iteration.
8th
Fox.
iteration Fox. All right.
It's just a fox with a trunk.
Or actually, question mark iteration, since there aren't anymore.
To be fair, we've met the 8th iteration Fox. Just not on Friday.
That's true. That's true. So the big bruiser is brought forward by guards. 2 of them have man catchers, and 2 of them have him actually on basically stylized leashes attached to a big spiky collar. And the collar is one of these really high things that comes all the way up
Yeah.
to the point where he can't actually speak. They've actually it locks his jaw into place. So the best he can do is grimace and growl.
That seems uncomfortable.
And they
I'm sure he's a bad guy.
Glort, the insufferable, you are charged with improper existence. How do you plead?
I'll activate my divine sense and survey him and the crowd.
Okay. He clearly has an aura of evil. He has done very bad things in his life.
Sounds fine to me.
The crowd, however, you're reading as pretty much chaos, not any law.
But what about
among
the guards and the priestess, whatnot?
The guards they're blue veil, so they are just doing their job. But
Okay.
she's speaking as a black veil under orders from a red veil.
Right.
So you can run the math on that. This is clearly perfunctory. She's keeping the peace.
Okay.
Anyway,
What is
he
his answer?
he actually tries to spit. He tries to spit, and because he can't get the jar open, it kind of rolls down the outside of his chin and drips from his deep fur into the.
Hey, Rafe. Do you find it strange that a black veil is
Incredibly.
like a bunch of ruly bastards?
Yeah, no, that's
That
weird.
didn't seem right.
I don't like reds and I don't like blues, yet they're both commanding.
That's true.
This is highly unusual.
Should we do anything about it, or should we just leave?
He seems like
Not
this
in
is a
front of
bit
the crowd,
unfair.
because if we do something right now,
But we could get the crowd on our side. That is the essence of the black veil, is it not?
well,
Also, what I'm assuming their voting system is.
well, did you get a pitchfork or a torch? Because I don't know what either of those mean.
I've got a pointy sword. It's close enough.
Anyway, the conversation has gone for some while, and basically the entirety of the evidence is that Glort is in Bailiwick. That he was not supposed to be here. He's got no documentation that authorizes him to be here. That the people of Bailiwick, as Pecs, wholly and completely reject the pact, and they do not recognize bounty hunters and slavers, and therefore they've subjected him to their justice, and without sufficient evidence to withstand their accusations, he will have to face his justice within the depths of the throne.
Get on with it!
So, just for him existing is the crime.
No. He's an evil bastard.
He,
But the crime that he's being
Wait,
punished
wait,
for
wait,
is
but-
existing here.
But he's an evil bastard.
technically,
And he don't like the people, so he was possible slaver, kidnapper, rapist.
Yeah, and he never actually gets to
Doesn't
defend
get to
himself
talk.
verbally at all. And eventually the woman waves and the gong sounds again, and they start walking him up. He actually walks up the ramp. They actually hold the leash and play out leash line.
Pull it and everything.
He looks so liberated!
His freedom will come with his death. As he walks to the top, he turns back around.
Sounds like white propaganda.
The Black Veil priestess does a ritual. The collar breaks free on either side, falls from his neck. The guards pull rapidly and pull that part away. And the guards at the bottom throw him his axe. He catches the axe in one hand, roars at them, and turns resigned to his fate and walks into the belly of the beast, so to speak. And as he walks forward, you see him descending a staircase into the bowels of the throne itself.
Looks like fun.
You hear a
That
slam.
trial was a
You hear a
bit of a
slam of
farce.
hear a slam of a horribly dense stone door, and the crowd, based on whether they've got the
Torches or
or the spears, if they have the spear, if they have the
Pitchfork?
pitchforks, they shake them, and if they have the torches, they wave them. And
That trial was a bit of a farce.
I do not think this was the trial.
They just said it was.
Okay.
and then each one of them, as they go back, they drop off their documentation at the appropriate pile, hand back in the remainder of their torch.
I want to look at the pile of documents to see what people marked on.
Some of them voted Glort will prevail, 2 pence. Others put Gort will die a painful death in the 4th room. Gort will,
Oh, it's
so
a
on.
gauntlet down there.
Is there yellow veils around anywhere?
See some yellow.
If there was, more than likely that would account for the pile of shredded documents over in the corner, and the young halfling laughing maniacally, sitting on the edge of the little stoop of the little brown house over here, kind of chuckling to himself.
Right.
What's so
So,
funny?
what do you guys want to do now? Do you want to find a place
You
to
gonna go
sleep,
talk to him?
or do we
Sure.
want to sneak around and
Okay.
just keep
So
walking?
your gnome wanders off to go talk to the halfling in the corner.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be fine.
Hello. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. You'll find out. How are you?
Glim is good.
I am Brastaberis.
Glim. So, what's so funny? Maybe if you let Glim in on the joke, Glim can laugh with you.
Oh, I engaged in willful chaos.
Really? How so?
Well, today I started off this morning by salting old Musburger's eggs, and before noon I had replaced all of Mr. McGillicuddy's underwear with those of his neighbor Madame Druce, and Madame Druce wears rather scantily malevolent-looking garb, if you know what I mean. And I topped it off tonight by willfully destroying federal documents that clearly stated on them, "Do not fold, spindle, or mutilate."
Just real quick, it's 8:40. Do we want to take a break or no?
I'm okay with taking a break. Are you guys okay with a break?
Sure.
All right, guys, we'll take a 10-minute break. We will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
And that's why Shyamalan's Avatar: Last Airbender is the worst movie ever made.
And that's a great.
You had to say that on
history.
stream, didn't you?
Yep. That is
Okay,
the official
this is-
position of Nyko's D&D.
No. This is
That's the
this
position
is
of the Dragonborn.
Jonathan Alban, the Game Market Guru, and Nikos D&D, part 2 of the episode Centaur of the Forest, which we haven't even seen a centaur yet, but that's pretty typical for the way that we've been running recently.
I'm just waiting for Roy to walk through the door.
Yes. So, anyway, so everybody's heading in their pitchforks and their torches and heading back into town. You can see already that the bar is pretty well, like, filled to capacity. People are pushing and pressing towards the bar itself. You see that the guards themselves, once they release their prisoner, have actually headed for the stables and are regaining their horses, as if they're done with their job.
Are the people that were watching for the river crossing still there?
We haven't gone back to the river crossing, so how would you know?
I'm looking to see if the red hat guy is still there.
Oh, Red Hat. Yeah, Red Hat's still working there, but you see, he's kind of busy because now he's actually handing out petitions. He's saying, petitions, make sure you sign your petition before tomorrow. It's important that we get these back right away.
So can we try to sneak over into the what was the name? The
Mirmadune?
Mirrodune
Well,
side.
before we do that, where did the Black Veil Priestess go? Did she just kind of...
And she's standing there watching.
Okay. I actually want to make my way to her.
Okay.
Does the halfling want to get a drink?
The halfling would love a drink. Thank you for speaking to me in the third party.
Glim has a bit of a
I haven't been to my first party, but I'm already thinking you're talking about me in the third party.
Second. Let's go get a drink.
Sure, if you can remember my name.
Can you remember Glim's name?
Of course, your name's Glenn.
There we go. Let's go.
That's all right then. Let's go.
Because I'll bet you didn't write his name down. I'll bet you dollars to donuts you didn't write down. His name.
You would own the whole donut shop, John.
Expecting you to remember a character name. That was a silly
Wait,
question.
Can he use a BP to remember the name?
No, because I'd have to look it up.
See, when John doesn't even remember the name.
Well, you asked to talk to a yellow veil, so I had to give you a yellow veil. So give me a second.
I'll be
I'll give you a
honest,
name
I was
and you won't
halfway
be able
tempted
to
to
look it
just, I'll be honest, I was halfway tempted to just say, oh, Bombadil.
That's close. It's 3 syllables or so. But
Tom is not a halfling.
I
He
know.
is
You don't even like
taller.
Lord of the Rings. Shush.
yeah, no, he doesn't care for it.
No, he's not a... No.
Doesn't care about it. So actually, he worded it.
He's the devil. Like foosball.
You will not pass.
I already have. In fact, I excelled. So I guess I will follow Rafe to his discussion with the Black Veil lady.
Fortin Brassadin. I'll
That's
remember
what I
it this
said.
time. Exactly what you said. It sounded just like that.
Exactly. So yeah, let's go get a drink for it.
Sure. All right. So you're gonna go in. He actually knows the side door and takes you around through the side door, and it's that door's a Dutch door. So the top half and bottom half are
So they
separate.
just open the bottom
So
half?
open the half, bottom
And we
half.
both just walked through like nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah, you're shorter than him.
Yep.
It's
And-
called the halfling entrance.
Yes.
Only the cool people get here. We drink half off.
Yeah. It comes in pints. Okay, so you're inside the bar. What you're going to go talk to the priest, and you were headed.
Following him.
You're going to follow him. I thought you were going to try to break it and go run for Myrmidon.
Not if everyone else isn't.
Fair enough. All right. Where's Snowland? With you or out
With me.
hunting? Okay. So as you approach the priestess, she raises her hand and does a quick warding circle. Says, "Why did you bring one of those fell creatures here?"
The dragon or the dragonborn?
It's just a donkey.
Oh, clearly the abomination's not a matter. It's the dragon that's concerned.
Can I roll initiative?
Sure.
That's not nice. It's
You
just a
have to do that
donkey.
too.
Okay. 18.
Does Glim need to?
23.
Okay.
You're no.
See,
Hold him back.
holding back the Dragonborn. She goes, "Oh, I thank you for your concern for my safety, but really, I would never in any danger from one of his kind."
She called you out.
You think so, do you?
I'm not adversarial. I just think that your time and place has come and gone, and it's about time you return back to the place that you came from.
How'd you know? There hasn't been any for 125 years.
I know, and it's been really nice up until then.
Exactly. Well, anyways, you're full of shite as it is, because you're nae following your own rules, so I don't know if you have much power anymore.
I'm not sure what you're speaking of. I'm absolutely following the rules of the commander of our region, our governor.
And that's exactly what a Black Veil should do.
You know, it's a matter of personal faith that I wear the black robes. It is not between you and me, but between me and gods.
Sure it is.
And why are you arguing this for me? Clearly you must be White Veil or something else like that, with the tint of your skin tone and that of your pet.
If you keep talking, you're gonna lose your head. Just letting you know.
Well, Red Veil is known for being impatient.
I think we should let this play.
You can keep guessing all day. You're not gonna find it. So are you gonna keep going and lose your head?
Why did you come here, friend?
Well, I came here to see. I wanted to ask you about how do you find it possible to serve a red veil?
Red Veil is really of no concern to those who trust the way life is. This is just simply a means to an end.
I guess the winds will blow in whatever direction they please.
See, you understand. It's
Sound a bit orange, are we?
you know, the more it talks, the less.
It makes sense. The less it makes sense.
Valeria,
You know, in another world, it might actually like you. You know that.
In a just world.
So, what can I do for you?
well, I've run into a few issues with working with other veils, so I was wondering if I could get some advice there.
Sure. Ask away.
How do you tolerate those that wear blue?
Were there people that wore blue here? I didn't see any of them.
I saw nothing.
Guards.
I saw nothing. I see nothing.
I don't have my chart in front of me. You got the chart in front of you?
Yeah.
So where were we on black and blue?
Well,
Black ignores blue. Black ignores blue.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
no, black ignores red.
No, I
Red.
have it right here on my sheet.
No, okay.
We oppose red and white
Right.
and ignore blue.
Okay.
This
Clarification.
It's
Clarification.
been-
There were some adaptations made because we were fighting with the original version that I had and the version that I put up on the website.
Okay.
The one you have was slightly altered. So one of the things we're gonna want to do today is go through the list and make sure everything you have is accurate, because
Okay.
it wasn't you. It was the fact that
That's what I was literally opening.
That's what I was-
I was like, wait a minute. I think they should not even admit red is a thing.
because what was black's focus
Liberty.
is liberty, right?
Yeah.
Red is control, so it's
So putting somebody into a jail made absolutely no sense from a Black Veil standpoint.
yep.
Yeah.
The issue is that we are literally, and because of the fact
Yeah.
that you've shown
Black
yourself,
rejects red. It does
the
not
fact that
exist.
you've identified yourself as black, and the fact that she's kind of begrudgingly liking this guy, even though he's clearly got genetic problems. You know, you can't hold somebody accountable for how they were born. You only can hold them accountable for the beliefs they have. But she does take in your confidence the fact that the real issue here is that the leader of Bailiwick is terrified of a war with Myrmidon. And bailiwick is about control, but their idea of control is really a hodgepodge because they are halflings majority-wise. So although this town is human, these are actually refugees from a war to the south. They came across the border, built this little refugee camp. This whole thing about giving you guys tents and such is literally, talk about timely. You've got a group of people that are running from warfare, and they're living as refugees inside of a nation that is not yet theirs. The nation that is there is under a red veil only by a direct election.
Okay.
Because here they can hold different views and get elected into different positions. And so a red veil is in charge of the veil, in charge of bailiwick, and does not want a war with Myrmidon.
And Myrmidon is controlled by...
Myrmidon are blue veil.
I don't like either
Wouldn't
place
they
we're
get
going to.
Okay.
Is that? Wouldn't blue veil and red veil get along?
Mm-hmm.
No, the nation is not by and large red veil. They have a red veil leader. And it's the little tough leader is trying to make deals across the border with who those people he thinks are going to be his friends.
So
Be like a certain president of a certain nation making deals with a conglomerate from another part of the world that is much more powerful in order to cement his rulership in the short term by saying he's going to stop war.
So Cody, just to let you know,
Yeah.
black rejects that red even exists.
Okay, so I just need to flip blue and red on my
Right.
thing.
Because
we still
enemies
oppose
of white
blue,
and blue,
Okay, so yeah, I just need to flip red and blue.
and your friends are yellow and green.
Okay, yeah, so I just have to...
Yeah,
Blue
just
and
the
red
one
is the only
switch. The only
change.
change, yeah. Yeah, most of the changes were that small. It just literally, we should have watched. I was having Travis walk through me with it, and it was like I'd say something, he'd go, "Well, that's the opposite of what you wrote." It's like, So,
You still got that pencil?
Yes.
all right. So, anyway, let me get my.
Right, but either way, why are you part of this whole hierarchy situation?
Well, I'm a religious leader for a group that was that left Myrmidon. Because we don't agree with the Myrmidonian government either.
Then why do you just leave? You went from a person you don't like to a person that you...
No, I'm hoping that we can eventually get an actual voting bloc, follow their laws, and
Okay.
gain our independence.
That doesn't sound like a contradiction to me.
Why would it not? The liberty to vote?
Sure.
I mean, you got to follow. I understand philosophically I might not be as free to run around doing things, but I am a priest. I've got my constituency to be concerned with. I've got to make sure they stay alive and healthy. I don't
No,
see
no,
that.
it's fine. It's your religion, not mine. It's just a bit silly, that's all.
Silly. You don't care for anybody else? I'm sure if your white friend was being hunted, you'd take care of her.
Well, white is a dirty word, and she isn't. If you open up your eyes and weren't so stupid, then you'd see clearly that she's prismatic, as am I.
Can see clearly now the Dragonborn's gone.
No, he just obviously doesn't understand the dynamics of taking care of others. I mean, he is Dragonborn, so more than likely he's selfish. If you guys are,
Well, he's not here, so I'm going to ignore
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
that's happening. So
yeah, shut up, you.
Oh, I'm just assuming I'm just singing it in the bar.
I'm still waiting for my initiative to roll around, just in case.
It's your initiative. Go for it.
I will hold an action
You're
of
gonna die.
murdering her
Nice.
until she pisses me off again.
So 5 minutes. Got it.
How about you?
Have at
How about
me.
the?
And then instant one shot.
No, I'll just go to hand her the golden cross, which I hold, and then hit a button so it opens up into her chest cavity.
Nice.
Yes. That's how it's always going to work.
Alright.
Well,
Wait, what did you say about her alignment? She was chaotic,
good.
but you just said like chaotic neutral.
No, I said the mob. The mob's alignment was chaotic.
Chaotic.
And what was hers? The blue were lawful good.
She was neutral, like that.
I don't know.
No, she read as chaotic as the crowd, but that's because she was going against her own personal judgment in handling the situation because she has to follow the laws to keep the mob from going mob-like.
Okay.
Needs of the many, don't you know?
Don't you know?
I mean, be perfect. In a perfect world, everyone could take care of themselves. But if you were a priest, you gotta draw the line someplace.
Sure. Did you have anything else to talk to her about, Wraith? I'll leave you two lovebirds alone. I'm gonna stroll
she's a
around the
priestess.
back side of the throne.
Okay.
You gotta sneak in.
I'm gonna see what's the backside.
Literally, it's the backside.
It's the back of
So just the backside.
the throne.
No giant doorway. It says sneak in here.
No doorway.
No sneaking door.
Then I'll walk back to the crooked block to see what's over that.
What's up with that?
Back to the what?
The crooked block.
The crooked block. All right.
The not perpendicular.
Okay. Are you taking anybody with you? Are you also going back? Or are you going to stay and talk to the priestess some more?
Well, I'm just gonna say, well, this was enlightening. Thank you, and I will be on my way.
Okay. If your prurient interests included whether or not Glort will live or not, rest assured that his destiny is his destiny as much as you or I could provide.
Sounds good.
All right. So you're drinking with them, and you're watching. Basically, they actually have a wizard eye placed in several different places inside the facility. So it's like Running Man. People are betting on whether he beats this monster or that monster. As he's
What's he currently fighting? I'm curious.
at this moment, he's actually slogging through a bunch of detritus. Looks like he might be in a part of the sewers or whatever. And there's this hideous Atyug that's just kind of
Ugh.
jumped up, and so he's wailing at it with his axe. One thing that they kind of were surprised at, and people are cheering, is the fact that his axe seems to have some kind of a magical effect. That when he wields it, every time he impacts, there's extra damage coming from some source along the hilt of the axe itself.
So Wraith, why do you think that Bent did
So-
not like dragons? You think? Bit crazy.
Anything interesting happen in the nearby towns or anything?
Oh, there's war over across the border. I mean, I've gone over there and like pulled some pins out of some hand grenades. It's kind of fun.
Ah, I see.
Technically,
Oh.
And I delivered like 14 health packs to one of the forces.
She had.
Made for a great story the next day.
Sounds like a great story.
Don't you know what that means?
Anything interesting happen? Strange noises, things falling from the skies.
Oh, that was a while ago. Ever since then, it's become a lot more peaceful, and the Ramadi have actually started to recede from our lines, suggesting that the war might be over.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that's very good.
yeah. The number of mortals they drove across the line was rather extensive, but that seems to have been cut down since they created the rule of 100, and people are being able to return in pods of 100 back across the border.
Them seeds.
What about you? What kind of fun stuff have you gotten into?
Oh no.
Glenn-
Sensing a Pippin situation.
Next
Glenn-
time you knock something into a head, next time you knock over a helm, I hope your head is in it.
No, the first Pippin. with the inn.
Oh. It comes in pints.
Let's
Oh, friend Baggins?
Right, my friend Baggins.
My friend Wraith is right over there.
Wait a minute.
Let
Fellstone?
Glenn tell you
Yeah,
the
we got one of them.
Let Glenn tell you the story of Glenn's
That's why I
journey.
didn't want everybody to take a look.
You throw it up in the air. It
Glenn
lands.
began his journey winning a
Spinning
wonderful
in your
festival.
Oh, excellent. That's right.
Basketball, damn it.
The next
What's the name of
day.
the town?
Jonathan's names. So yeah, he won the festival.
What was the name of the festival, at least?
What was the?
Come on, no.
It was the Rutabaga Festival.
There we go! Yay!
Clearly, it was the town of Rutabaga.
No.
I think you
So,
should check, John. It is the town
in just an
Rutabaga.
effort of time save,
No, I
Glenn's
think it
going
was
to-
Bronwyn.
Glenn's just going to retell everything that's happened up to this point, but Glenn always seems to come out better than especially the Dragonborn.
Nice.
So you're
Wraiths-
not going to tell them about the many times you have fallen into shit.
Right.
No. I'm going to say every time I fell into shit, but the Dragonborn got it worse.
That's
You got up
not-
to your knees, he was up to his waist. Got it.
He was
You
in his
should have
face.
to roll a deception roll on that one.
And Wraith was
Because
perfectly
I'm
fine.
smelling a lot of bullshit.
Wraith was perfectly fine. He
But
did everything
his
right.
target rolled a 1 in his wisdom save. So.
So he's just sitting there like,
That's awesome!
No, I love it. It's an agent of chaos too.
I need to meet this Dragonborn. There's a lot of fun we could have with him.
They all burn together.
Wraith is. I'm telling everything that I know about Wraith accurately.
Nice. Tell me everything
No.
about Wraith.
And I know accurately.
fuck up.
I don't know anything about this freaking Fellstone.
Thank
No,
God.
no, but you do know about the rod that he carries.
The rod.
Yeah,
The wondrous
weapon.
one.
Oh, I just offhandedly just go. He has a strange freaking stick.
Not going to give him any comments about the star sapphire on the hilt that was.
What star
I
sign?
barely
I don't know
know
what he's talking
anything
about.
about it.
It's the only thing you knew about him was he told you all that's part of his story. Jeez Louise.
Glenn wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Well, that next Glenn most of the time, but it's another issue altogether, isn't it?
So me and Snowy went back to the crooked block
Yeah,
to check
crooked-
it out.
As you're going by the crooked block, the blacksmith that just closing up shop says, "You enjoy the festivities?
No, not at all.
When you get done with whatever, I guess you're walking your pet there. When you get done, come back by here. I got something for you."
Do you actually have a long metal rod I could borrow? Just for a second.
Well, sure. I think I got a bar back here. So just a minute. Comes back a little bit later. Brings back out a
Thank you.
steel bar. There you
Some
go.
rebar.
I take the bar and I go over to the rock,
Okay.
and then I
It probably is.
get the pipe underneath
Mhm.
the edge of the rock
Mm-hmm.
and try to pry it up somewhat to get a look at what is causing it to be crooked.
Strength check. 12.
I'm just kidding.
If you roll a 20, let me know.
I got exactly a 12 plus my strength, which is
Okay.
60.
Sorry.
Okay. You're able to push it right back into place, and when it does, it basically covers up entirely that emblem that was on the ground below it.
Was there anything underneath?
Yeah, but you didn't try to look up under
That's
it.
what I did. I was trying to pry it up to get a look at what was causing it to be crooked.
Okay, in that case, you do have to make a dex save. As
Oh.
well.
Lands on him.
That'd be a 13. Are you doing cold shots again?
That's cocked as I've ever seen one.
I don't know.
Oh,
It seems
wow.
to land
It
pretty
lands
on
well.
top of
things
this.
like that.
Land up on top of dice. That was pretty good.
Nice. Plus dex save?
Yeah.
So that's a 13.
Okay.
Modified.
You're able to see that there is a septagonal platform underneath it.
Need a knock on wood.
Equilateral septagonal.
Which is not the shape of the thing.
No, the thing is square.
But hey, Snowy, give me a hand with this. So I'll act as the fulcrum where she can push down and flip the thing over.
Oh, it'll fall. Roll percentage dice, please.
Does it fall?
56.
Okay. Yeah, it topples and breaks clean in half.
Oh.
Anything shiny inside?
No, there's that you flip it over and look at the thing underneath, and it's a hexagonal,
Septagonal.
septagonal platform on the ground.
Step on it.
When it crashes, the guy comes running out. Are you okay? Oh God, what happened?
Oh, I don't know. I was just trying to. There's a thing underneath. I was trying to look at it, and it just.
Oh God, no. Okay. quick, come in here now. Come in here if you want to live.
I'll go in with it.
Okay. About this time, folks come running out from town. They see it. They run over and they push all the pieces back over it quickly. He goes, "What are you doing? You're going to get us killed."
Why?
Because we're trying to excavate them.
What do you mean excavate what?
We've already pulled 18 of them.
18 what?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
You sure you don't know?
I might know, but maybe I'm checking to see if you know.
Oh.
If you know what I mean.
I would play the game if I were you, but okay.
You know I
He
always
takes you
play
to the
that
back.
game.
He pulls a big tarp off of. Put that basically over by his shop.
So a big septagonal.
But it's laying outside.
Prism
It's
thing?
inside of yeah.
Can we leave Monday's problems on Monday? They're the ones who are supposed to be dealing with these things.
That's what I was going to say, but
No, we have to poke the bear. Or in
I
this
won't say
case,
what I think.
You can say whatever you want.
No, I can't. So what does it look like?
it's a septagonal, roughly burgundy, like ocean-colored
Brown?
septagonal,
Burgundy or what?
Burgundy brown.
ocean-colored. It's the same color as the ocean.
So the red,
Yeah.
maroony.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it's smooth and waxy, as far as it's.
Are they all that
it's-
color?
Every one of them we've pulled so far.
Why are you pulling them out?
Well, they used to be, from what I understand, part of the, I guess you call it transport system, but the governor's asked for them to be sent to his palace.
And you're doing it?
Well, yeah,
Why?
they're worth 200 gold.
Chump change.
What are you talking about? 200 gold? That's 40 lifetimes worth of treasure. I can take my kids up into the mountains and never have to see another fight now.
So what does it do?
Don't know.
Have you tried anything?
Why?
Don't you always wonder what if it made you like some godly, powerful being?
I'm already richer than I could ever be just by selling it to the king.
Not that you could ever be.
We're gonna have to nuke Bailiwick.
So what does it feel like?
Back up and then
What does it feel like? Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Yeah, feel free.
Oh no, I've already experimented all I need to.
Okay. So I'll touch it.
Actually, can I
Okay,
use you there for a
it's
second?
exactly at room temperature, so it feels waxy. It almost feels like your skin is going into contact with it. You know, it's like your fingers are sinking into it. So you pull your hand back, and for half a second you see your handprint, and then it regulates itself back.
So I'm gonna stick my head out and of his door and look up and down for Wraith.
You don't see Wraith, but you can see him coming out of the bar a little toasted with his yellow veil friend, singing, Irish.
Only
Die.
Oh well, he's having fun. Wraith, Wraith, buddy. Hello.
Oh, there he is!
I didn't know who you are.
Down there after he did, so.
Well, you would have heard the bustle as the townfolk went running out to.
Perhaps the
cover
loud
it up.
crack of stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big crack, the crumble of the rock.
Crack-a-rocket?
falling.
Do I get there before they cover the thing up?
No.
Okay. But now I can.
Over here.
Okay, I go over there.
Look, there he is.
Hey! We need to talk!
No, thank you. Close the door.
Your friend's rude.
I told you.
I got a drink for you. Let me borrow your cup. Anyways. Pulls out his knife.
There's a big
Scritch,
head.
scritch, 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 scritch.
Do you know what that is?
Scritch, scritch, scritch.
Last time I saw
Scritch,
one of
scritch,
those.
scritch, scritch, scritch.
With all due
scritch,
respect,
scritch,
John,
scritch.
you evil bastard.
What was that?
I saw one of those in the front.
You notice I put the cuts in the grain. There's 3
In the
holes right here
forbidden
below the
bubble.
lip line.
In the oubliette.
You
What
hold
did-
the
what did
cup
you do?
up. You drink from.
There's like a bug inside.
You offer it to friend. Friend takes it.
Big bug.
All
Really
over his
big
shirt.
bug. It looked like
Great
Legion.
fun.
You didn't eat Legion.
Okay, never
No,
mind.
Gnomish
I know,
introduction
I've come
ritual.
across the
You've come across Legion.
You start this
No,
with the
I've come
line,
across
"Do you trust me?"
the
I'm talking in character.
the
Never
bug
mind,
things
John. I
that
take back what
turn
I
people
said.
into bugs.
They turn people into bugs?
Not nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's too easy.
I just
Exactly.
knew that thing had a bug in it. Last
Do
time
you
I
see
saw
anything
one.
in this one? Do we
I
see
get
anything in
close
this
to it.
one?
No, you do the candle test. You wave the candle down, but there doesn't seem to be anything in it.
You should touch it. It feels weird.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Last time I touched one of these things, like I said, there was a big old bug in it. So I was like, I'm just going to leave you in the forget me bubble. And then, turns out if you don't forget something
Do
when
you
you
got a
walk out of the
stick?
bubble.
His
Nope.
sword. He has a smoky sword.
I have a brace of arrows. I'm going to take one of the arrows and poke it.
How hard?
Touching it at first, and then seeing if it gives as I push.
Okay. You'll find that it's basically isometric. The harder you push, the stiffer it gets.
So then I
The point of contact becomes darker as you push towards it.
So what if I lay it on top?
It will actually allow the arrow's side to conform with it all the way down, including the fletching sinking into it a bit.
So I'll let that happen.
Hello,
Does it continue to
friends.
sink?
No.
No, thank you.
You hear giggles.
Nobody here but us chickens.
Meh. I mean,
Come on,
Fuck,
Eric,
fuck.
let me in, says the halfling.
Damn it.
Guys, he's just a neighbor. Can I let him in?
no. He's a bastard.
Look, I'm trying to save you guys' ass, and you
Right.
come here and start messing
Fine.
with this
You
thing.
can let your friend in. Do not let in the other guy.
Oh, okay. Comes to the door, opens the door, just a crack. Found a bed. Found a bed. Get in here. Sorry, friend. Your friends don't want you in.
Why not?
I don't know. You'll have to take it up with them after they leave. And that's the little guy in. Hiya!
Wait right there, and I'll go to the door.
He starts walking towards you. He doesn't even wait. Sorry, can't do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk past him,
Mm-hmm.
by the door, open it, and say, on a scale of 1 to pished, how are you?
He offers you a drink.
Cheery bye.
So close the game.
You see, last time we had a drunk no.
You hear the little guy go, "You're supposed to drink first, remember?" Sorry, he's not really the bright bulb I thought he might be.
Shouldn't you be changing that?
Found a Barton.
No thanks.
Found a Barton?
Sure. Shake his hand.
Excellent.
The urge.
Yes.
Right, get in here, you daft bastard. I'll open the door. Not too slow.
I imagine I got 1 foot in, then
Yeah.
you close it.
Roll for
I like
broken
messing
ankles.
with drunk gnomes. It's fun. Right, so touch it.
You look across, there's this pentagonal thing.
How many races is he gonna go through in a single day?
I know, that's what it's gonna be!
Hop in, we're gonna have the second bug gnome in Nikos.
Just for
That I
argument's
know.
sake, how plastered am I?
Yes.
You're feeling no pain. You will
We'll
not,
do it!
you will not remember today.
I won't remember tomorrow today? Okay.
Yep.
Alright guys, let's do this. Glam whatever the hell my last name is.
Yes.
Touch
Okay,
it.
so it's that.
Touch it. Do it. Do it.
Yes.
Peer pressure. Do it.
Lim
Right
slaps
now.
his hand
Go.
onto it.
Okay.
Slap. Hard. His instantaneous contact is like he's hitting plastic.
Now caress it like a lover.
Isn't that your job?
Do it. Do it.
Num goes, that's pretty funny. What you told me? Insta. Yeah, I know all about it. Good stuff, man.
Peer pressure. Do it.
Get some dryad on there. Get some wood on that dryad. Yeah.
You're talking about very lovely redheads, and I do not take kindly to it. Neither does Snowy.
And I didn't think. Yeah, but you know what they say about it. You go Diamondback, you never know. I mean, I'm not going there.
Yep.
Won't you go Diamondback? But you go Snake and wake up in a lake.
Yeah, something like that. He's really drunk.
Alright. I lightly touch it.
Okay.
Kind of still fumbling a bit.
It feels like it's reaching out for you, too. Like you put your hand against it, you can feel it coming into contact across the whole surface of your hand.
I think it likes me.
Oh, then like it back.
Do I see him kind of sinking into it?
No,
or-
no. It's just that he puts his hand against it, and whatever it is reacting to the touch.
Okay, so should we blow that?
I think we should just get the hell out of here.
Should we put a Fellstone in it?
Not hell no.
Not unless you want to die.
What could possibly go wrong there?
Blood dragons.
I put my other hand on it.
Hey,
Like
so
a certain purple you
I-
heard about earlier.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
do you know anything about these things? And
As I told you, they were selling to the government at 200 gold pieces each. I pulled
which
this one.
governor?
Bailiwick, the one we're in.
Yes.
So Bailiwick,
Yeah, I'm selling it to Bailiwick.
the red guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he's going to use it as he says it's going to be the completion. That's the way he worded it. Oh, the ultimate completion. No, that's the wrong phrase. Final solution. Yeah, that's it. He says it's a final solution.
Let's get out.
I'd like to hear more about this final solution.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Why would you? Why would you? They don't even know.
I know.
They don't even know.
I put, Glenn puts his cup on top of it, and he puts his other hand on.
Oh, you
Like,
put the cup on it?
I rest it on top. I need to put it somewhere.
I think she wants you to kiss him. Kiss it.
See?
You put
And
your hand
both
both hands. As you put both hands on it, you see the cup slowly sliding across the surface. Towards the end.
I'm a little too inebriated. I think it's staying perfectly still.
Okay. You guys can see it's actually sliding across the top of the container.
I will get closer to
Hand
watch
out,
it.
Make sure they fall off.
By looking at it very closely, you notice that the one edge is actually reaching up and pulling the surface, and on the other end, it's basically releasing, so that the surface itself is moving it.
It's kind of like going with a wave formation to push it along.
Not even a wave; it's literally just continuous motion. It's somehow the stuff is sensing.
Okay.
Push harder.
Push a little harder.
Okay. He eventually pushes hard enough; it'll rotate into the wall. The guy goes, "What are you doing? You trying to break it?"
He said to
Okay.
push harder.
Okay, but just be careful with it.
Right,
It's
so
worth 200 gold pieces. Do you know how much money that leaves for my daughter's dowry? Holy crap!
I
199?
fought more than 200 gold each time I take a shade.
Can I follow you around for a couple of months then?
Absolutely.
He's gonna die. Following us. We do a lot of
So,
stupid crap.
He's gonna die just following you.
I'm gonna tell the non-drunk party that. So I lifted up that rock that was tilted a wee bit, and there's a platform or
Kind of looks like the end of this one.
right. So do you think we should put this into that, see what happens,
Cast Mage Hand, so 3.
or should we just burn the whole place down?
I think we should just get the hell out of here.
Your mage hand slips into
No,
it
kill anybody.
and
Oh,
vanishes.
Yeah.
Woo!
We're good people.
The gnome just yelped.
Right, but he's saying there's some kind of final
I'll grab
solution.
the gnome by the scruff and pull him off of the thing while still talking to Valere.
But he's going, but.
The hand, go
The
in.
hand, go in.
What
Get
hand?
out.
The halfling's going, that was cool. You do that again? He created a ghostly thing. 5 fingers right through. It's awesome.
Can you use a mage hand?
Yes.
Do it again.
Why?
Do it again.
I'm talking to you.
Huh?
I'm talking to you in character. Just saying.
Because sometimes Glim needs to touch something way high on shelves. Or slap a mouthy dragon.
Reach out and touch someone.
No.
You just did.
Not him.
Glim, how about you get some more drink? You look like you could use another.
Glim shall drink.
Okay, well, he's preoccupied.
No, yeah, exactly.
We need
He just
to
poured his drink all over
leave.
himself.
Oh,
Because
Glim needs
those
refill.
are bad.
Why?
And that's not our mission.
He's now covered in wine.
Right, but I mean, if
Alright, where's the cheese?
if he's gonna do some sort of doomsday stuff, then what are we supposed to do?
Ignore it.
Ignore it until we can nuke them. Because we can't
Ignore
do that
it
right
until
now.
we have a bigger
So
gun.
should we try to break this thing?
We can't break it.
You think so?
I don't think we can.
Free the glort. Free the glort.
What's the
Free
glort?
the glort. What?
What's the glort?
Wasn't that the name of Bugbear going in through the...
Bethanor.
Bethanor.
Yeah,
Bethanor.
No, Glort's
He
the,
escorts these things.
Who?
Glort.
Who's glort?
That's the king, right?
No, Glort, the Bethanor.
Oh, it was the bet.
It was the... I thought that was his name. Cause
Yeah,
I
he
thought it
escorts
was
these things.
To whom? To the red guy?
Oh, no.
To the king.
No. What? No, of course not. Why would he do that when he has his liege lord just up in the mountains? Oh, did I say too much?
Not at all. You haven't said.
Oh no, I
haven't
said too
said-
much.
You haven't said anything Glim knew.
Hey,
Nora Blinn.
Alright, so this guy's clearly a yellow veil, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright, so
I can't tell you anymore because they go as they say. I don't repeat rumors. You have to listen close the first time.
right, but if that's the case, should you not change that?
Change what?
Change the fact that you don't need to tell rumors. You should be telling everybody.
I did for about 12 minutes. I told you more than I should have. Or
So in about
I told
5
me-
minutes, you'll change again.
Well, yeah, and maybe what I just told you was a lie.
That's very probable. But what about that thing?
Oh, it's not worth 200 gold pieces. Yeah, he goes, what? He goes, yeah, it's worth a whole lot more than that. See, I told you.
Right. So what are they gonna do
Ow.
with it? Do you know?
Huh?
What are they gonna do with it? Do you know?
Oh, I think I know. What? Who?
It would make
Which
a
one?
great dining
Either
table.
or both.
Well, one of them's using it to build a road.
Right. What's the other one doing?
I don't think they have a clue. They're just collecting them.
Okay.
But of course, that then would fulfill the prophecy, and that would be like really stupid. But of course,
Which
that's what they
prophecy?
think things- Huh?
Which prophecy?
The bug one.
Oh, the day in the day in prophecy.
Ah. Giants.
Is that in character blah? Or
Yeah,
out of
that was
character
an
blah?
in character. That was clearly an in character blah.
Do you recognize that name?
Giants?
Hmm.
The worst kind of elves.
They're always
Really?
dying.
Yep. See, all it's going to take is a passage through Trundlespoot, and they'll have it home free.
Have what home free?
The caravan of these. But you didn't hear it from me. Because, of course, I wouldn't tell
Who are you?
Exactly.
We didn't hear it from him.
Who's him?
Alright, do we have
Exactly.
any connection to Wednesday? Because they're much higher level.
Let's see how many miles away we are, because I
How-
did this math for them the other day.
How heavy is this thing, John?
What's that?
How heavy is this thing?
You haven't tried to lift it. How
Yeah.
would you know?
Apparently enough
Can I
for
try
Glim
to
to push
grab-
it over.
If you look at it and consider it to be full of liquid, it probably is going to weigh a couple thousand pounds.
Right, so can I try to lift one end?
You have to put your hands under it.
Yep,
Okay, go ahead.
that one.
it
Don't
easier.
move.
I pull
Fingers
my
got pinched.
I pull my bunions.
The fingers are underneath it, somebody's got to come move it off if you roll a 1. Somebody help!
Right, somebody nudge it, please.
Glim pokes.
Thanking you. Pull my fingers out really hard.
Glim tries to push it off.
Right,
of him.
this thing's a bloody bastard. Oh well, let's go. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, you gotta have one of the V8s to move it.
Well, if a tree
Why are you
falls,
laughing? You got a whole fleet of them up in the mountains.
if a tree grows in the forest, does a sound make it?
Of course it does.
Exactly. Let's go. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Glim does not know what you are saying.
Don't worry about it.
All right,
That's
so
visual for Glim.
so the little guy goes. So see as how I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but I told somebody. Then I've completely succeeded in chaos today. One more thing I need. Let me see it and I'll leave and I'll never talk about it ever.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Dragon.
Oh, good, good, that works. He goes out and looks at Snowy.
I am one.
Looks at Snowy. Okay, I didn't see it and I won't tell anybody.
Let me ask you a question. If she were to ask you a question, would you say yes or no?
I don't know. And I don't care because I don't talk to dragons. My mommy taught me a long time ago, if you want to live to be a halfling more than 14 years old, you never talk to dragons.
Right.
So good day to you, sir.
But in Chaos
Okay.
Theory, you should try to change that.
He goes over to the door, looks
day.
quickly at the blacksmith, says, "See you tomorrow, Bill," and takes up, closes the door.
Right, Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Where did you get this thing? Was it under that stone?
3 tiers. None of that stone. No.
It's under a different stone.
Has anyone tried putting one of them on the thing underneath the stones?
That's where they got them.
Right.
The smooth ones.
Okay. Well,
Implying that there are not smooth ones.
I
Yeah,
they're all
poked
not
around.
smooth.
I did what I came to do. Let's get out of here and blow it up.
We don't have the resources to blow this shit up.
We have all the resources
I
that
have
we need.
one grenade.
What's a grenade?
One.
Glim has a cup.
He has the pineapple potato.
I have a stick and the force of goodness behind me and the heart to see it through. What more do I need?
And the flesh that will be beaten by many people who are motivated by greed.
Here, here.
And the knife that will cut through their tissue faster than they can cut through mine.
There
Anyways.
are more of them than there are us.
True.
They're talking in
I
front of
don't
them right
like
now.
your argument, so what do we do then? Do we leave?
Leave.
Okay, we're leaving.
We're
Who
right.
leaves?
Or leaf.
We will go around the long way to avoid the bureaucrats.
Ready.
I have my passport. How do you think I left the Everdark?
Same.
Pass what?
Somewhere.
And as you guys head out of town, you find a rather bloody and beleaguered Betanor climbing out of a metal grate in the roadside.
Holy
He's
Christ,
innocent!
he made it.
Are you supposed to be doing that?
Clearly.
The law's the law, gentlemen. I have been exonerated.
Actually, the law is not really the
You!
law.
Why do you smell so good?
I was trying this new cologne out. I mean, I didn't think it was that great.
He rubbed Glib on him earlier.
He's drunk.
That is the opposite of what I would have done.
Way back when Glib was a gingerbread man.
Yeah, he says, you smell like goodness.
Well, you smell like shiteness, so we're even.
Well, I have just been in a fight, but I think, in fact, I trust that if you were to sense right now, you would detect that is not the case.
Then I would check.
As if he knew.
He detects as lawful good.
He's a
He
change.
followed the law.
Yes.
I'll leave you be for now. But I saw you earlier.
He's a paladin.
You weren't shining like a star, if you will.
To be fair, he was bound and gagged.
That didn't matter.
Didn't matter still, as alignment was detected. Detected alignment. He says, I think you will find that a certain set of bondage tools utilized, they themselves exhibit the very sense you are referring to. I have turned on my people, and I would not hesitate to kill you if I had to. But I trust that you are good people, and you will allow me to return to my people to try to liberate that which has been stolen.
What are you trying to get back?
I'm trying to return the honor of the hobgoblins and remove them from the bondage of the Blinn.
Right, but what
Oh,
are
we
you?
should let him do that.
What are you doing with the big things?
That is what I'm trying to rectify.
Tell me what you're doing with the big things.
They're gathering them at Vefthrinder.
Right. And what are you gathering them for?
No, that's what they are doing, and I am, as I told you, I'm against them.
And who are them?
The Bethanorim. Then at Bethanorim, my people. The Blinn, you've heard of them?
Aye. So, as far as I've been told,
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole bunch of them being bought up by the Red Captain guy.
How do you spell
Governor.
the place they're taking the...
Vafthrinder?
Yeah.
You should remember that one from way, way, way back. Vafthrendor.
A whole bunch of them are getting bought by the Red Governor. And you are taking some other place.
No, again, not I. The Blinn are taking them to Vefthrinder.
Okay, and what are they doing with them?
They're going to try to re-originate the hive.
Why?
Why? Because that is the only way to stop the pact. It worked before. It can happen again.
There's a better way.
Of which we have no knowledge.
Okay, well, thanks for the info. Good luck to you.
I would stay off of the roads to Eldrasar.
We're not going to Elvisar. we're going to a place that is that way, eastwards.
I got a cousin in Eldrasar. I wonder how she's doing.
She's probably dead.
Well, that's not nice.
Oh,
Most
no, thank
people
you.
are probably dead.
I appreciate the offer, but as a devotion paladin, I cannot partake of such.
I was right.
Right, so what's your plan then?
My plan. Step 1, find my horse. Step 2, ride to Myrmidon. Step 3, challenge my nemesis and take his position and turn his forces towards the Blinn. We intend to take back the Dian Heights.
Ooh.
Right, so there's one of them things in the blacksmith's hut, and he plans on selling it to the Red Captain.
That which he has is not one.
Okay.
Let's just say my people are very thorough, and when they steal something, it stays stolen. That which they're looking for will not be found there.
Sounds good to me. Well, we have a quest on our way. We're going to Myrmidon.
We may be able to travel together.
For a
Unfortunately,
ways.
that will not be possible, for my steed walks in ways beyond your comprehension.
I do not think that's true.
He can summon a phantom steed.
What?
So
What? Oh no!
I can
No.
storm walk.
One of the consul of Moriah bears me.
Oh.
Right, that's where we're going.
In that case, I may see you there once I've redeemed my my title and got back my lands.
I wish you the best of luck. That
And
reminds me.
he does nod towards you and says, "And in the honor of your ancients, may you find that which you're seeking as well."
I hope you do as well.
I had one of those horses too. I miss my horse.
He was a really cool horse.
Mine was Goliath.
And we are at 9:50, so we will call it.
Mine was a
for
skeletal
evening.
horse full of flames that could run into the sky.
Thanks for playing, guys, and thank you for the stream for watching. We'll catch up with you next time.
That ending was dense, boyos.
Thanks.
Start picking it apart, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Help us figure this out.
Come on.
Yeah,
exactly. Talk to you soon. Bye.